I've been working on like the business and back end of it, and like suddenly, I'm able to kind of play on the field. It's like, you're like working in the business dev part of the whatever basketball franchise, and they go, do you want to play tonight? Like, it's kind of like, yeah, that's kind of interesting. Yeah, that's my whole thing, and it's like, I always have like a thing where I'm like way too obsessed with it in the moment, and like streaming right now is that.
You're obsessed with streaming?
Yeah. It's because like when I start to get into it, I realize that like, even like in the kind of industry adjacent, I didn't give enough credit to like some of the nuance in like what people were doing, right? Like there's a whole thing of like, oh yeah, he just like turn a phrase there, but like that is like becomes a meme, part of the lore, all that, and like it's very easy to like gloss over those and not like milk them.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen it a lot. Like that's why I like the crew that I go with. Like, I mean, it's all degenerate learning, but like it's still useful to take in.
I mean, I certainly enjoy some of this. As I said before, like Darius IRL, Xena, and Merc. I love watching the three of them fight each other. That's like the best. I'm an old man, but like it's one of my guilty hobbies to watch these three. They'll be eventually the three of them will get married or something. There'll be some.
Is it Darius, Xena, and then Merc, right? Is that
yeah,
right?
the three of them.
Yeah.
They belong together.
Yeah. Now, I remember my first encounter with Xena, she was holding a paintball gun doing the scavenger hunt, and I thought she was going to shoot me because she just shot some random person who was also in the contest in front of me.
Yes.
But she just waved high. Like, that's basically been my
These people
thing.
will kill you,
Yeah,
Like,
it just depends on the...
Well, even Darius, right? I'd like to think that I'm, like, kind of friendly with Darius, but in the same part, I also think that, like Darius, if you gave him a few too many drinks, he might kill you, He just, like they're... You know what it is? The three of them, and probably a lot of that crew of degenerate people, they're all like rabid animals, that you're trying to have as pets. Like, but you have to realize that, like, they can snap and turn into their natural instincts and like fucking maul you at any point,
So they're like the Shamu at SeaWorld.
Yeah, like a little bit. Like, don't reach your hand inside the cage or they're gonna fucking bite it off or something. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, even a circus lion is like still a lion. Yeah.
That's a good line to use for that. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't have any beef with any of the three, and then Merc hates me because of some random. It's like it's all alliances. It's like I got into it with another streamer. Now she hates me. It's like fine. I don't interact with her very much. Darius had most of them pretty good. Like, even though he drove like a bunch of drunk streamers to my event at like 3 a.m.
Oh, did he?
And then he had to like wrangle them, right? Which he made an effort to clean up the mess, but like it was still like yeah, he was the sober one driving, and then the other three were just like impossibly blitzed. Yeah.
Interesting.
Like Chicken Andy, Merc, and then like their other roommate.
Yeah, that sounds about right, I would say, for the most part. I don't know. I'm not in Texas. I'd say Texas would be a place that I would maybe consider moving to in the future, but I really like the Miami area. The thing I don't like about Texas, I think, so much is it just seems like here I can kind of go walk and do whatever I need to do. In Texas is a very, like, you got to probably, if you want to go do anything, it's like you have to drive.
Yeah, it's a car.
It's like, it's kind of nice. Like, we take walks around our neighborhood and things like that at nighttime here. So
it's beautiful here. I just noticed that, like, especially at like Fontainebleau, it's like like it's definitely the LA vibe of like you're flexing, it like either aesthetically or financially. Like everyone's
Miami Beach. This is the plastic city of the world. Yeah, for sure. Like everyone here is super fucking. I mean, this is the place of Brazilian BBLs, BBLs and fake Rolexes and rented Lamborghinis. That's like, this is the capital of all that shit here.
Yeah. That I don't care for as much, but like everything else is like fantastic. Traffic is a little bit,
Well, I mean, traffic, it depends on when you're coming, but like, I think I've moved around a lot. I've been in a lot of places. I've been in San Francisco, LA, New Orleans, Boston, New York. This is by far the favorite place I've been. To me, I like the idea that every day, well, I mean, there's obviously a few cold days out of the year, but for the most part, every day of the year, I can walk out of the house with t-shirt and shorts and sandals and like go walk to a coffee shop and get a nice coffee. Like all year, do that, relax. that's the type of thing. There's only a few places you can do that, and like even like other places like Hawaii become insanely expensive if you want to live there, and it's also it's a very closed world. Like, I don't know, have you been to like Honolulu, for instance?
Yeah.
Like, it feels run down. It feels like third world. All the roads are fucking cooked. Like, you know, it's one of these situations where if you want like an iPhone accessory and it's not there, it's like, hold on, well, you'll get there, and you know, Like, I don't want to take a flight to go fucking do something. You know, so that's a good. Here you can still be kind of a little bit in your own world, but also like you're in Miami, like one of the biggest
you have access to everything
CBDs in the world. Yep.
Huh.
So I love this area, but as I said, I would consider
like Austin, I guess.
I don't know if I'd consider Austin. I'd probably more so consider like a Houston or a Dallas or.
I like Dallas a lot. I like Dallas.
I'd have to look at the weather. I'd have to look at the weather of the places to know which one. That's a big factor.
Houston's like a fucking swamp, so it's humid all the time.
Well, it's humid here, and nothing is worse than Louisiana, where I was before.
Sure.
New Orleans. That's the worst.
I think Dallas is like a little more, less humid, and then also like it's up north just a little bit, and so you actually like, I don't know, they insulate their pipes, which they didn't do. They didn't do in Houston until we had 2 freezes like in a row.
Okay. Yeah, they don't do that here. No pipe insulation.
Dude, that was insane. Like, it was like coming home and like there's like a ice sculpture in your living room because one of your pipes burst and then it froze. It's like crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, people brought their grills inside because like it's like power went out, and then no one's pipes were insulated. They burst. They froze. And now you're like watching like ice sculptures all around you, and then people bring their grills in and they start grilling for warmth.
Yeah.
And then like suffocate or poison themselves because
Yeah, I'm like a little bit of a prepper survivalist, so like I'm very good on that. I mean, like the main concern here is a hurricane, but even that, I think I would ride it at like Cat 4 or above. I'd probably leave. Under Cat 4, I'll stay.
Okay.
Yeah, because my house is concrete. I have a generator. I have the internet. I have enough food to last for a while. Like, I'm big into that stuff. Okay, it's a whole last stream if we get into that. But
I've done that a little bit. Like, it's fun to like just buy a bunch of MREs and like 10 months of food for. Like,
but it's not just that. It's all the other things. Like, do you have the antibiotics in case some crazy shit happens? Do you have this, that, and the other thing? It's just like a whole world of stuff. But luckily, now they've simplified a lot of it. But it's a fun little hobby to do that type of stuff, I guess. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So you're here, and then you're going where after this?
I'm gonna be back in Houston tomorrow evening, and then I'm just gonna probably rest for like 12 days at home. This is actually the longest I've been away from home since like leaving my parents' house for college.
I can't stand traveling for more than I'll take like as far as vacations, I'll probably take like 4 vacations a year, usually like a week for each one. And if I go beyond a week, I'm like, I like my life here. So, if the place, my vacation I'm at, if it starts getting worse than here, like if I wake up, I'm like, I just want to fucking go check my fucking email and relax and, play a video game or something. If it gets worse than that, it's like, okay,
So I was like, I'm like rounding out 50 days now. And then before that, I was in Austin, which isn't technically home either, for the show, which is another week. So we're pretty much at 2 months.
No, that sounds like horrible, honestly. Like I think I would fucking hate that. Like that long away from home, I think I would feel. I don't know. I think I'd feel like a vagabond or something.
It kind of felt that way. That's why I'm glad Kate came out like just after halfway through, because it's like kind of like it feels weird after like a certain amount of time.
Yeah, you're like, you just want to like be in one spot and like have your shit and all that. Yeah, it's too much. Yeah.
And then unfortunately, even though it's supposed to be fun too, after the 12 days, we're going to be in Europe for like a month.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's me, Kate, and then she always likes to. She loves taking my brother's family along because he has a bunch of kids and stuff. And she like doles on them.
Where are you guys going there?
Legoland first, so Denmark,
Okay.
and then. The typical Switzerland, Paris, Italy.
So you guys are going to all the major spots then while you're there. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's probably one where I won't bring a watch at all, because the UK. I've heard that. I read a report where someone got stabbed for like an Armani Exchange watch, and I was like, okay.
Where?
Like in one of the boroughs near like the bad parts of London.
Well, don't go there, wherever that is. But I mean, it's like I think it's way more dangerous in Miami than.
You think so?
I don't know where it'd be more dangerous than even Miami Beach, like getting super flash. Well, the thing is,
you think just walking around though,
people
right?
assume that anything you have is fake for the most
Sure,
part
yeah.
here, unless they know for sure. Like I would think most people would assume that everything is fake here. But there's a fuck ton of robberies here, and also there's a lot of musicians. There's a lot of rappers here, and they all flex wealth.
Sure.
And then didn't Pop Smoke get killed, or someone like that got killed here because he posted on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like, where he was staying at an Airbnb, and then they came and they found the dude, they killed him, and fucking robbed him. That's crazy. But yeah, obviously you guys had that whole situation.
Yeah.
I was
in LA and here, I feel mostly okay because I'm in cars, out of cars, hotel, in cars, so it's like not as. But if I walked around on the street more, or lived here, probably.
You'd be more concerned.
Yeah, well, also I probably should be just because I'm still not used to the streaming thing. Whereas like previously, you're not streaming. You get like no one's gonna stop you like going into an Uber to a restaurant and then back to the hotel, right? Like when you're streaming now, you're like I actually had an incident. We're filming 2 incidents. Like we're filming a dumb streamer movie in Austin, right? And we're streaming like the production of it, right? And so I'm wearing like this watch and like I'm streaming and then like they're doing a gay sex scene in the bathroom. Not really. Like I don't know. It's like it's just edginess for streamers. And so I'm standing outside the bathroom and then like 3 cars pull up. This is 3 a.m. Right? One's like a old deplated Crown Vic. There's a truck and then there's another sedan. And I'm sitting there like.
What you got to be on the lookout for is Nissan Altimas. Okay?
Oh, Altimas? That's
Altimas, Chargers, 300s. Those start showing up. You need to be. Getting your gun immediately, instantly. That's
so.
Nissan Altimas are the most dangerous. Like with a window half broken.
So one of them goes and starts doing the Austin Powers parallel thing on the road, like just blocks it off. The other 2 come to the parking lot, and then like you can't see through their tinting, and then they're just sitting there, headlights on, and like this is where like everyone else starts to come out because they see all this light. And then I instantly, like, I look over, the only other person who took it seriously was Ice Poseidon. Me and him looked at each other and we're like, okay, this is something weird. Like, best case scenario, like, one of the viewers, because we had 7,000 people watching, right? Because they were streaming the making of the movie. And, like, best case is viewers called in some, like, put in, like, a, back page ad for gay sex in the bathroom. Like, that's best case, right? Like, to troll us. And then worst case is that, like, they've been watching the stream and they realize there's a bunch of easy targets that are filming something dumb in the bathroom in Zilker Park and that there's no one there.
Okay.
Yeah. And so we back away and then kind of make a beeline. I'm concealed carrying, but like I don't pull it out quite yet because like it's just headlights and whatever, right? They follow for a little bit and then they just patrol the area. It's like the weirdest thing. I don't know like if it actually was that, but like I mean they're in a park at 3 a.m. just driving around. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like that could have been. I don't know. Maybe it was something else. Maybe they're looking to do a drug deal and like, what the fuck are all these guys out here?
And then they're just like, they're just going around and around and around.
Maybe it's possible.
For 30 minutes, yeah. And then also like the viewers did call in at a later point when we had like a prop gun because one of the scenes had a gun, and we got like swatted during that scene, which was like crazy because like glad the guy holding it like had the foresight to just like drop it without. Say anything because he was doing a scene, right? Like, and and like it's like a fake gun, like it doesn't fire anything, but like, I mean, from the distance, like that's a real gun pointed at someone, right?
Yeah, no, it's probably not a good thing. They're very, very, very good about that in Miami Beach, though. There's so many influencers here. Yeah, I think they're probably good about that. I'm guessing in Austin as well.
They've recognized everyone after they stormed in.
Well, like yeah, I mean, here they have a whole system for registering and everything along those lines. But I know other places aren't prepared. People can get killed like that for sure.
Oh yeah, especially if it's in a place where like influences aren't on anyone's mind. Yeah, like Texas is one of those. I've had my.
I would imagine like Houston and Dallas would be the place you'd get killed.
Yeah, it wasn't
like
the break-in.
Boston or something like that.
It wasn't the break-in where I think I had my closest rub with death. It was like one random swatting. I don't know exactly what they said. Like I asked. But, like, the cops all gave me a different version, which probably could be a lot of different colors calling different things. But, like, there's, like, a heavy knock on the door. I open it, and it's, like, 2 Glocks, like, from 2 different police officers in my face, and it's just like, okay, like,
Yeah.
you know, like, and then they threw me in the back
Anonymous
of the squad car.
sent $3. Dan hired me in 2022 because I had an anime profile picture, and then fired me a year later for disagreeing with him.
Yeah, I can imagine this.
Yeah.
It's not a pleasant thing. I haven't been arrested, since I was a kid, but I think now they just, they enjoy it. They want to fucking kill someone.
Yeah.
And to them, it's like, oh yeah, let's do it. At least, other places, things along those lines. But, yeah. So, so you guys do real estate and things along those lines? Is that what I heard?
Little bit.
Okay.
Like I do a lot of, to people that I know who've been, kind of doing it for a while, like, essentially hard money lending.
You do the hard money lending?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it's like a big, my understanding of it is the guy has someone like a Camden or like a big, like a apartment kind of operator REIT, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're wanting to expand this huge site. They don't want to put the capital into it, right? And so they contract this guy to make it, and then like the construction or development company does the capital, and then there's a agreed upon price.
Mm-hmm.
And then these companies wanting to expand to do many projects simultaneously, they need access to capital, and so that's why they're willing to pay like fixed 15, at one point it was 20% interest rates per annum, because they're flipping it at a price where they're probably like doubling or something. And so then the capital allows them to do more things at once, or at least stage the next thing immediately after the first.
These are inherently risky deals, though.
They would be, but like the guy who owns the development company like signed a personal guarantee, and like I've been to his house. It's like super nice. It's in Preston Hollows in Dallas, and it's just like he's like 3 kids, 3 daughters, and then like
That's
had
how they
dinner
get you,
with
though.
him.
I mean, listen, nice families can be the same people that scam. Like hard money lending exists. Like you have to think about it in this way. Like, why does hard money lending exist? That why are they willing to pay you 20% if this is like a realistic, decent deal? Then usually it's because they can't get a fucking loan from a normal bank, right? Why are they going to you paying 20% a year when they can pay 6% to a regular bank?
I think in their case, it's just that they do that too, and then it's just the speed of execution when they can be the first person. It's like they're getting close to like representing like they have cash for the thing, and then like the thing is they can call it early, which every time they've done. Like the term is up to 3 years, and like I've never gotten to ride 3 years on any particular deal. Yeah, but he could be fronting the whole lifestyle. I just figured like I look around, it's a nice house. He has no bad headlines. It's like he wouldn't jeopardize like everything nice around him, like for an incremental deal that he doesn't essentially need. It's hard to really parse that, but like I dip my toes in very gingerly. Like the first time I did it was like $100K minimum thing, and then I kind of worked my way up. And like at one point I used it as a tool because I knew Kate wanted to transition out, and so the idea was like I'd put in X amount per quarter, knowing that like within 3 years that's going to come back in that increment. And so we kind of have like a locked in money coming back to us for the next like 2.5 years or whatever.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. It's just for liquidity management, and it's like my version of a treasury or a bond or whatever. Yeah.
I've never had the stomach to do that type of investing, mostly because I find that it just, I deal with it, and it if I don't get an update on time or it feels frisky, because I mean, if it goes tits up, like there's really not much recourse, right?
Yeah.
If the guy claims bankruptcy or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Not that I'm saying that that's going to happen in your deal. It probably won't. But it's just. It's a frisky industry. I'll say that much for sure.
Yeah. No,
I know a guy here that does it, and it's like, those are serious.
Are they signing those personal? I get like if you have nothing, personal guarantee means jack.
They sign personal guarantees, but the guys I know that do it are like serious dudes, and it's like if you don't pay them, like it's unironic. They'll actually like break your legs type of stuff. Like I met the guy. It's because you don't understand. Like okay, so you do loans for real estate construction projects, and it's like yeah, and it's like okay, yeah, you look like a normal guy, and then you see the 2 dudes that are his like assistants, and these are like Russian mafia guys. It's like okay, well, what are those guys doing? And they're like they help me. And it's like you get
a different kind of personal guarantee.
It well, I mean, I guess like they're very much so making sure that you're doing it, because out here in Miami, like people, like, you take huge bets on shit. Like, out here, land that was $600K in 2020 is worth $3 million now. 7,500 square feet anywhere. There's only so many single-family houses in all of Miami Beach, right? There's like a few thousand. That's it. And it's gone, lately it's just gone mental because all of these people out of San Francisco, a lot of tech people, a lot of very wealthy people are trying to escape, like, you know, significant state income tax, and they realize, like, oh, if I can spend, you know, if I can move to Miami, I can do this, and then they come here, and they're like, oh, it's, you know, becoming this whole place. But there's, you know, at least myself personally, I think there's certain things that, like, I've never touched, I don't want to touch. I don't do anything to do at all with crypto. I think, like, I don't like the people that are all about crypto. I don't like the scene. I don't like the risk that it carries. I don't like that it's not really based on anything. You know, just in general, like, I would say the thing that puts me off the most about it is that, like, every crypto guy I've met that's, like, super into crypto, it's like, what's your story? Oh, well, I bought Bitcoin when it was $200, and then I held on to it. Do you want to come to my TED Talk? And it's like, the fuck do you have to tell me? Yeah. What information do you have to give to me? Wow, congratulations on being, like, ask me the story of what would happen if I bought Bitcoin at $1. You know what I would do? I would have sold it at $100 because I'm not fucking retarded. What these people do, still holding it today, that's mental illness. Okay? The only thing you can learn from these people that have, like, bought at $1 and stayed and, like, kept till now is, like, how to effectively kill people and, like, grind them up and put them down the fucking drain because they're psychotic. Who does that? Who does that early on? It's like mental shit. So I don't fuck around with that. But I, so to speak, in that crypto industry, not recently, but in the past, I built out a 3 megawatt facility that did nothing but Ethereum mining. That was from like 2017 to 2020. I did that in New York. We also were doing rendering, not so much AI at the time, anything along those lines. But even then, whenever we got our rewards for mining, essentially, we would cash it out that day. We were never holding crypto at all the whole time, right? And that was an operation that we put in. I think that thing, we started off with like $10 million, and that thing turned into like over 65 value, and the valuation of the company, because it was a public company, well, it just went nuts at certain points. But that, again, even with that, I was never holding on to crypto ever. It was just a great deal, right? Because you would buy a 1080 Ti at the time, and you would make that money back, especially for us, because we had access to custom firmware for the cards that would allow us to get like 50 megahash when everyone else was getting like 30. And we were paying off graphics cards we were buying. We were paying them off in like 2 months, 3 months. And it's like, holy shit, So we were
like just a super crazy ROI.
Yeah, the only and not that many people were into it. Not that many people were set up for it, and we had everything set up for it. And it became the issue became really the power limits. We couldn't get more power from the city, and once you get beyond a certain level, and we built our stuff near Niagara Falls because the climate was right for air cooling, and we built into a very industrial town, and I would say that like everything was correct, but when you try to go beyond, like realistically, it's probably beyond 1 megawatt, but we went to 3. We got very lucky. You try to go beyond 1, and the amount of paperwork and permits and people from the state and everything like that to start getting into your shit, it becomes it's insanity right now.
Gotcha.
So we got very lucky, and we wanted to expand, but it was just...
So you're saying it didn't scale very well, essentially, because of the...
You needed to have, I think, much bigger pockets to go bigger than we did. As I said, like, we came in and we did, our stuff for, like, 10. But, like, if you wanted to really take that seriously, like, if you wanted to do, like... first off, mining for Ethereum uses GPUs and servers and things like that. Mining Bitcoin basically uses ASICs. Essentially they're like long, look like ammo cans, kind of like double length ammo cans, and they use a fuck ton of power. It's a lot simpler with Bitcoin, but we didn't want to do it. I didn't like the idea of buying Bitcoin miners because once they become the idea behind a Bitcoin miner is you buy it. At the time, I think S9s were like $1,000 or something like that. you buy it, you're going to make your money back in 6 months. But the problem is that as they kept releasing new ASICs, new versions of the hardware, the ones you had would become outdated, and then eventually you'd have a paperweight. It wouldn't be worth to turn it on. You turn it on, and you wouldn't make more than the power cost, which is the biggest factor of this whole operation. It's turning your capital cost of buying the asset, plus the facility, plus your all-in power cost is that higher than the hash rate that thing will turn. And Bitcoin sucks, so we wanted to do GPU, and GPU requires a huge footprint, right? Like one thing. But it's more, you get the max. With GPU mining at the time, if you had 1 megawatt, you could make like 10 times more money with GPU mining than you would with Bitcoin mining. One megawatt of Bitcoin mining really wasn't worth that much. Like, you wouldn't make that much. 1 megawatt of fucking GPU mining was serious fucking business. But that was a way more expensive because you know, to get to I think they were 1,500 watts each. So you would need like I don't know, like $500,000 in miners to get to saturate a megawatt. To saturate a megawatt with like GPU mining, you needed like $2.5–3 million or something like that. But you made so much more. But it was impossible to get GPUs. This was back in the day, like the GPU crunch, everything along those lines. But yeah, that was my only foray into crypto stuff. Yeah. I
mean, I've heard those stories. Yeah, like if they're big into it, if they didn't, rug pull, it was something like they held it like impossibly, like they're like impossibly devoted to it for whatever like personal reason.
It's right now I think like crypto is at this weird spot. It's like. Because it's been like over 10 years that crypto's been around. And the entirety of those 10 years, people have been like, wait until crypto starts getting accepted at stores. Wait until crypto does this or that. Wait until we get the crypto-friendly president. Wait until it becomes legal to buy and sell it from whatever. And it's like, we're here now, and no one gives a fuck. And the price is falling. And now the only reason for people to be interested in buying it is because you have a bunch of fucking sycophants out there telling you to buy it. Like, crypto does nothing for me at all, right? Like, there's no reason for me to buy it. Like, I would rather buy gold or fucking silver if I was going to do that type of shit.
That's actually my view of it too. It's like I look at it like a financial religion, but like
it is a religion. These people, it's cultists. Because the thing is, what else is supposed to happen? It's adopted by everyone. The fucking president has a meme coin at this point. Like, what more do you want to have happen? It's here. And why is the price falling? You know, like because they've been selling this dream of what's going to happen, and now we're here. And now all that's left is to get more people interested to try and raise the price. That's it. It's just, in a certain way, it's a little bit similar to like people that hold Tesla stock and things like that.
Sure, like
or GameStop or whatever. Yeah, the meme stock shit.
Yeah. No, like I've always thought of it like at some point I realized, hey, this is like the people who are in it, like, that's all they talk about. They're evangelizing it, essentially, right?
Yeah.
And then the people who don't like it, for the most part, there's no incentive for them to talk about it at all. And so
there's a one-way pressure of a bunch of cultists talking about how this is the next coming of Jesus Christ. And, like, there's only a very small, dedicated group of people these people are fucking psychotic. Yeah. You know? Like, Fart Coin should not be worth a fucking $1 billion. What the fuck is wrong with you? Are you retarded? Right? But, like, to them, it all doesn't matter. It's like the next biggest sucker. And, like, I'll tell you this, like, there's no reason for GameStop to be fucking worth anything except that a bunch of people are agreeing it should be worth something.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck goes to GameStop? Explain that to me. Why the fuck would you go there? Ever? Like, this is like some Radio Shack shit. These people are psychotic.
Just short squeeze turned into meme, essentially, right? Like,
well, yeah, there's no, like, to them, it's like, oh, the shorts, when they have to close. You think these guys have had a short open for like 6 years now or something? Like, they're fucking delusional. They're actually like, these people are like, they're bought into a cult.
Yeah.
But you can't bet against those things. You don't short those stocks, don't buy those stocks, because it's like, the whole thing, it's no longer people like shorting it like with these big naked shorts of $1 trillion and it's going to go down. It's just institutional traders realize like, oh, they're all retarded. Oh, we can make money off that. We'll just release a story tomorrow saying that like we're going to put $1 billion into GameStop and they'll all buy more and then we'll sell. Like, that's it. They like to think like, oh, we're beating the system. Like, the system is smarter than a bunch of fucking morons that just buy one stock repeatedly over. Like, trust me.
I remember that craziness. It was I think, what year was that?
It's ongoing.
because I think it was like right before.
If you're talking about the first one, I don't know, it was a few years ago. That,
I think it might have been like 19 or 18, right? Because I remember I still was in contact with a lot of like people I did 9 to 5 with, and I was just floored that like these are all like. It's like the guy I used to work under was like an engineer, and he got burned in 2008, 2009, and then he learned the wrong lesson, which is don't invest in the S&P, right?
Okay.
And this is like a pretty rational guy. He's a chemical engineer, and then like it blew my mind that he was just like the first stock I've bought in like since 2009 is GameStop, and I was just like, are you like what? Like the pressure and the cacophony of like everyone saying it.
But I mean, also these people. The problem is that now we're in a world where I can say. Fartcoin is retarded and you're a retard if you buy it. And they say, oh yeah, explain how I turned $100 into $1 million. And I'll say, well, you're a retard. You fucking bought Fartcoin. Like, what do you want me to say in this situation, right? Like I think it's the dumbest fucking thing in the world that people are, going all in on this. And really the people that make the most money are usually like the insiders that are there for early enough, like to be an influencer and like, Amaranth is going to do like a Amaranth coin or something like that and like launch it. Like the people who are going to make money are the people closest to you to know like, okay, let me buy this early on before anyone knows. We're going to pre-mine a bunch of coins, and when it gets announced, then we're going to wait and we're going to start slowly selling 1,000 a day. Like it's how it usually goes. But like the whole thing is fucking unpredictable and wacky. I don't do anything with stocks at all. I don't invest in any stocks at all. I don't invest in commodities or anything like that.
Just real estate.
Real estate and the biggest thing that I'm a big believer is investing in companies that you start yourself and doing that type of stuff. Like that to me is like your direct control. Because really, if you put money into the stock market, right, you're essentially saying like, listen, I don't know what the fuck to do with my money. I trust that Andy Jassy, he's going to make this company worth more money. So I'm gonna just let you hopefully do better than I can do. And I think that I can do a better job of being hands-on. The example I can give to you this is when you're looking at real estate, there's different classes, okay? And the class that will give you the biggest advantage of return is going to be a owner value add. Okay, and what that means is the ability for you to come in and to have to. It's a project where you have to come in and you have to do a bunch of shit, right? So the properties that have the premium is like you're going to buy the Empire State Building, right? For instance, you buy that, you're paying a premium because you're coming in. It's already in tip-top shape. There's nothing to do. You're going to cash flow a little bit. It's a known thing. It's like a trophy building for you.
Sure.
What's not that is like the building next to or behind or whatever, a block away from the Empire State Building that's just like, this used to be Dan's shoe store in the 50s and now it's, we got a restaurant in the bottom. Like the ability to come in there and do the value add if you're willing to do it, the returns are higher. So you have to determine like how hands-on do you want to be? Do you want to build out a team that's going to help you find these deals and run those deals and do the renovations and work with the city and get the permits and all that? Are you going to go down that route, or are you going to take less of a return for just buy it and forget it? Like those are essentially the options you have, right? So I like to be kind of in the middle of those types of things.
Okay.
I don't deal with.
So you don't want to be super like all in the weeds and stuff. You just
I'm not doing shit. Like for instance, I don't like the idea of. I don't do anything with development. I know a lot of people like to do that. Like, I'm going to buy land and go through the city and put up a 500-unit apartment building. I don't deal with that. I come in, for the most part, and I'll buy stuff that's already cash flowing, and I'm going to see, opportunities like, I can easily do this, that, or the other thing and get
commercial,
it up.
Like a multi.
No, I only deal with residential.
Okay.
And I only deal, for the most part, with luxury apartments. Luxury apartment buildings, or at least high income.
I've heard that. Yeah, like there's a lot of bullshit. You don't have to like.
Well, there's a lot more money per dollar dealing with poor people, like tremendously. There's so much more money dealing with Section 8, dealing with low income people. That's like the huge returns are when you do that. But it's also you got to be like one of those fucking, I forget the name of the dude, the Ben Mala, is that what it is?
Oh yeah.
You have to be one of those guys.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to make this shit my fucking day job where I'm going to go like knock on the fucking door of some grandmother and be like, "Where's my $1,500?" Like I'm not trying to do that. Like I want to buy real estate. I'll take the less return, and I'll put management in place and take another less return just so I don't have to be involved. Don't get fucked around with it, and that type of stuff. But, it depends on how hungry you are if you want to do it. Maximize the return. You're banging on fucking doors when people are late on your payments. Minimize your return. You have a management company dealing with people with like 800 FICO scores. Like, that's the balance of what it is.
Gotcha. I guess, yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of that. I don't do that much of the improvement thing. It's just I don't really trust myself to have the perspective. I do like to layer it with other people. And when there's something super easy or like that I can see, then sure. I have it's like more of a mentor than a friend who, older guy in Los Angeles, right? Mm-hmm. And he does this thing where, and he's just like, he just can't sit still. He will buy like this house on, along Malibu, right? And then in his mind, because he's done it for a while, he kind of knows what improvements he's going to make, mm-hmm. right? And a lot of that's just like him knowing how much like the what is it, pylons or whatever the thing costs to like extend the usable square footage.
Sure.
And like he's basically starting that, and in those places, I mean, unless someone flies a drone behind you, no one's going to know you're doing that. Permitting is happening concurrent to him doing it.
Yeah.
Then he lives there for a year or two, some tax credits, and then he's flipping the thing for like a crazy amount.
There's a lot of opportunities that are available to different classes of people depending on what you want to do. Like, for instance, historic tax credits for buying mm-hmm. properties that are in certain districts and then putting in work to fix it up and make it worth more money. That's great, but it only works if you have a huge amount of income. Otherwise, you have to sell the tax credits, and then you're only getting 75 cents on the dollar when you sell mm-hmm. the tax credits. But still, like, if I'm able to buy, let's say there's like I don't know. Let's say there's a 20,000 square foot property in a historic district that I can buy for $1 million, and then but it's in fucked shape. I have to put another $2 million into it. Okay. The deal that I can look at, that I can work in my mind on this situation is, I might do this deal because first off, you can finance the entire thing, the purchase and the renovation. I can probably get 20% down, but I usually like to try and do like 30. So let's say that you're on the good end and you're able to do this whole thing. So you're buying a $3 million total acquisition, right? $1 million mm-hmm. for the purchase plus $2 million renovation. Mm-hmm. You're in it for $600K, okay? Now, what happens? Okay, so you buy this property and then you do your $2 million renovation, okay? After you're done with that $2 million renovation, you're getting your tax credits back. And now those tax credits, depending on the state that you do it in, depending on the federal amount, your entire down payment can come back to you. Mm. The whole thing. So now you're out of this property completely. You have zero money into it at all. But that's like a very specialized, you have to work with the correct people, you have to understand every part of what's happening here, you have to get the right place. There's not, it's not a lot of buildings that are in a historic district that you can buy for $1 million that need $2 million of work. These are hard deals to fund. Another example that I like to give is there are opportunities for very specific people in rent-controlled areas where you can make a lot of money. But you have to be willing to do certain things. Like San Francisco is a premium example. I can't do this deal because I don't want to move to San Francisco. But San Francisco has rent control. And that means that when you start renting an apartment, and say I start renting an apartment today, a one-bedroom for $4,000 a month or whatever, it means that every year the landlord cannot raise the rent. They can't be like, oh, it's $6,000 this year. The most they can go up, it's like 3% a year every year. So they can say like, oh, your rent this year is $4,120 or whatever it would be. That's the most that they can go. So there's a lot of buildings in San Francisco, nice buildings, okay, like 3-unit buildings or 4-unit buildings or 10-unit buildings, regardless. But usually the sweet spot is going to be the 2 to 4 unit buildings. Those are going to be conforming, meaning they're not technically commercial real estate, they're residential real estate. And the sweet spot there is if you have enough money to buy one, and the willingness to move into one of the units, you can make so much money. So let's say there's a building for sale. Let's say it's a 3-unit building, okay? And 2 of the units are kind of an average rental price, and one of them has someone in there that's paying $1,000 a month for what should be a $5,000 a month apartment, okay? You can buy that building, and you can evict that tenant. It's one of the only ways you can get them out there is if the new owner
is going to live in it, right?
Is going to live in that unit. But now look about the requirements of what it takes to make this, to do this deal. One, you need to have enough money for the down payment to purchase this property. Mm-hmm. So if this is a $2 million property, you're looking at probably at least, like in San Francisco, probably at least $600K down, okay? And you have to have the willingness of having $600K, the willingness to move into that apartment that you're going to do, and the willingness to evict someone. But what's the upside if you do this? The second you do that deal, that property goes up by $750,000 every time. It's the easiest deal in the world to do, but it's limited to people that are willing to go and actually buy a building and move into it and have enough money. So you can't have the institutional, like BlackRock or whatever it's going to be that owns 100,000 houses. They're not going to be able to come in and do this because Mr. fucking BlackRock CEO is not going to move into this place and live there for 3 years, right? So it's there's all these opportunities in real estate, but they're always targeted towards specific people. Do you have a lot of income and you want to offset those taxes? Great. You're going to love low-income housing. You're going to love historic tax credits, right? Because those are great for you. It's money. Money that I don't have to pay in taxes is the same thing as money that I make. If you are just a tech guy, this is a great deal for you. Buy a building, live there for 3 years, and literally you just pop
so 3 years
free money.
Is the amount you have to live.
You have to live there for 3 years because if you move out before 3 years, well, this is a little bit complicated, right? Because that's if you do a formal eviction on them. How it goes most of the times is you say, hey, I'm Dan. I'm buying this place, and I'm probably going to fucking evict you. Just to be honest, I'm just telling you if that's what's going to happen. How'd you like $100K to fuck off?
Oh, okay.
And usually they say, okay, I'm going to fuck off. And when you do that, there's no restrictions. Okay. Then you don't even have to do it. If they sign that deal and do it, you don't even have to move in at that point. But if they call your bluff, you can't not move in. So there's a lot, and it's also this other part. It's like, do you have the knowledge and the intricacies about how all of this works so you don't land in fucking jail when you're doing it? But if you know it, it's free money. It's free. If you have $600K and you're willing to move to San Francisco, you can make another $750K if you're willing to evict a grandmother, right? Or someone that's been living in a place for a while. Like that's the thing. But that's like a very small sliver of people.
You have to do all that to upend your life and basically every 3 years you're kind of rolling it again, right?
You can keep doing it. Yes, you can keep doing it over and over and over again, like that. But again, are you going to want to do that after you've done this 3 times and you're worth $3 million? You're going to want to be living in some fucking shitbox, right? That's like a 3-bedroom that you have to renovate, or you're going to want to be living in like some sick house at that point, right? So now you've worked your way out of that, and now you have a new problem. It's like, okay, well, how do I make money now? I don't want to go fucking evict a grandmother. That's horrible. I love grandmothers. So now that's no longer an option for you, right? And that's when you move into the next step. So what I like at this point, as I said, I do real estate. It's a big thing that I do. But tech is like the other thing I enjoy doing a lot. With tech, you can kind of grow it without scale. So Redact.dev is my company. And like the big thing about it is that like I can put more money into that and I can see that out, right? So the way it works for us is that it costs a certain amount of money for us to acquire someone to download our product and then to pay money to do whatever. But the amount of time it'll take for me to earn that back might be 2 years. Like, so if our purchase price is $95, I might have to pay $120 to get that $95. It's like, oh, that's a horrible deal. Except that it will renew in a year, and a certain amount of people renew. And
so you're buying a lifetime customer.
Exactly. So it's like you can invest that way as well. Is that you can invest with the idea that you can put it into your own business. You can be hands-on. Yeah. I'm very hands-on with our company. We're at 30 employees, and this is something that literally started, I think in a stream chat where we're talking like, it really sucks that if I want to go and delete my tweets that I have to be like a fucking programmer. It's like, okay, go to this GitHub and get a USB stick and install Kali Linux and then clone this repo, and it's like, what the fuck? Where's the fucking executable? Fuck you guys, right? And that opportunity is what created essentially the ability to let a grandmother go mass delete their content essentially, and that turns into a whole company, and you go from there. That's it. So you just gotta.
So do people just keep renewing? Because once you mass delete it once, I feel like you're of the mindset that this stuff is permanent, not going to be that again, right? Or no?
No, now I'll tell you that with the industry where it is right now, privacy products are the new antivirus, the new firewall. Like back in the day, 10 years ago, whatever, the first thing that you would do when you would get a new computer is uninstall a bunch of stuff and put a good antivirus on there and put a good firewall on there. That was what everyone did, right? That was like you have like a list of like 10 programs you install when you get a brand new computer. Those were those things if you're on Windows. Now, no one fucking gives a fuck about antivirus. So you're looking at all these companies like Kaspersky and LifeLock and McAfee and everything. And they're like, okay, what's the next big thing? That's the reason that why every fucking YouTube video that you watch is like, and that's why this video is sponsored by Delete Me, because I care about data brokers and blah, 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 blah. And it's like all about this. So this is the next, this field is like the next opportunity. All of these other, I would say, are competitors, but all of our competitors are focused on data that was created about you. So I didn't go, like, as an example, if you use like Joe Smith. Joe Smith didn't go to whitepages.com and put his address there. He didn't go to like truepeoplesearch.com and list himself and all of his friends. That's someone else creating information about you, companies. And these guys are the whole industry set up to essentially constantly and consistently go and automate the removal of this, to put in like, hey, please remove my stuff. And that's what those guys did. But the thing is, that's data that other people have created about you. The real data that is more significant is the stuff that we ourselves share, that we're in control of, and we don't know how to manage it in bulk. So Redact has been all about that. The idea that like you can just press one button, it scans your browser, sees all these places that you're logged in, and you can get like this mental snapshot of like, holy shit, this data is out there about me right now, and it's crazy. And with the state of where automation is and where AI is right now, the ability for someone to look at your tweets, get the context of who you are, and then like one sentence of you saying something is enough to clone your speech, call your work, and be like, hey, sorry, yeah, it's Tim again. You know how last week Mr. Sniffles was sick? It's sick again. I fucking dropped my phone, which is why I'm calling you from the vet. Can you send me my 2FA code? It should be on my desk. And that's how it happens. It's like a totally real thing. Your coworkers know that your cat was sick last week. This is a story that's completely plausible. It's the person, it sounds exactly like them on the phone, and it's all from your social media, or it's all from stuff that you've said on Slack, or things that you've said on LinkedIn, or things in email. But the idea is we're the only player that's dealing with the context of letting you manage all of your own data and get insights from that. So that's something that like I'm excited about. And we even did the data broker stuff. We just launched that. We're just doing it for free. So now you can do the data broker stuff included on your device. All these other guys, they send your information off to Indonesia, and then they just have dudes like manually clicking, remove me from this form.
Oh, there's like some similarity between like we looked into the getting leaked content out before too. There's like
so that's a different side. I assume you mean like the automated DMCA system. That you're talking about. So that's another. That's like maybe the third part. There's all like there's a few different realms of that. What you're talking about is automated DMCA. That's mostly for content creators that are in adult industry, or for media companies. But basically, the idea is like, hey, I own this IP. Wherever this appears, go fucking DMCA. Get rid of it. That's different. That's like kind of a third rail of this, I guess. So as I said, there's data created about you. There's data that you create. Then there's like, I'm a media creator, or I'm a porn star, or whatever, and I want to go and protect my IP. There's that side of the world as well.
So I dug deep, and I realized that like the recurring thing was like, I would tell them like, can you show me why this is detrimental? Because I could make a case for like this being good for like their earnings.
What's that?
Like the leaks.
I mean, it depends. Like if you're aggressive enough about it, what I would expect is that a lot of creators, what they do, I don't know anything about this. It's not like I have a secret OnlyFans or something. But if I did have an OnlyFans, what I would do is I would allow specific leaks to exist, and then you would only let the hardcore stuff, that you would be very serious. Like, so you would be like, oh, you know what? I'm going to let this leak of like showing half of my foot and half of my boob be out there, but like the stuff of, me sucking some dude off or taking the ass, like that's the stuff I'm going to go and I'm going to really lay down the law and make sure I'm very aggressively doing it. And the idea is that like people like they get obsessed with trying to find it and they can't find it and nothing exists, and eventually they say, fuck it, I'm just going to fucking pay. That's it. But there's probably like
you have great instinct on that, because when we cared about all that, like that's how we pursued it. We'd go to the website with the leaks, and we tried to DMCA it. They're in Russia or whatever, so we'd say, okay, we're going to give you $1,000. You're going to put these leaks up. And they're just advertisements, essentially. Like we weren't even subtle about it. Like, it would just cut off at the point they wanted to see. And then provide the link, and the leak sites are posting it now, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's also it's a challenge. I think like the DMCA is an American law, and technically, like a lot of NATO countries, a lot of countries that like to trade with us are going to give a shit, but like. Is Russia going to give a shit?
Panama,
but that's where you have to get smart about it. Like, does Russia care that there's like an Amaranth leak on a server in Russia? No.
Yeah.
Okay. Because hostserver.ru doesn't give a fuck. But what hostserver.ru does give a fuck about is that like their connection to Europe, which is served by Cogent, right, or is served by this one, they don't want to risk that. So it's like. Do they respect DMCA? No. But if you become annoying enough and you start pulling on the right strings, they will get rid of these issues for you. Because that data center wants to remain a fucking data center that can connect to websites inside of the United States. And someone is serving that connection.
Okay, that's an intelligent way to do it. Like most of the Yahoos who like offer services, they do it in like a brash kind of Wild West type way.
Well, yeah, it's just spamming DMCA to fucking
or they just report that this is child pornography, and then they can.
I don't. that might be a way. I'm not sure of that strategy, but that would certainly be.
It's
something.
Messy, because like eventually when you start doing that at scale, like they start to be like, wait a minute, like these aren't. You can get one or two clients under that, but like if you're starting to do like 100 people's rosters that way, it starts to become unbelievable, right? Like it just changes their
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. I think it's the most important to me industry coming up is that like I don't think people understand what the next 90 days are going to look like. We are in a timeline right now of just such insane adoption of automated attacks towards people in industries and businesses. Like, I can't stress this enough that like people think like, oh, who gives a shit what's going to happen with what website? Like my stuff's been breached a million times. Who gives a fuck? It's like the meme of like the hacker telling me where I live. I already know where I live, dipshit, right? Like, but like the thing is, it's about to be so serious because it allows morons to become effective at being good hackers, and it also essentially is coming to a world where we are having these things just completely automated, where it says just go scan all of these websites and report back to me. And I think what's going to happen is that people are going to take for granted that a lot of stuff they thought would never get leaked can get leaked. So, like, imagine a porn site to make a fucking account there. Who gives a fuck? Like, honestly, like, if you have an account on a porn site, you deserve to be, right? Except, like, oh, wait, you're telling me that there's, like, IP access logs, and they know that this IP belongs to Dan Saltman, and here's every term that Dan Saltman searched for on Pornhub. Now, all of a sudden, we have a fucking global scandal on our hands because, like, those IPs are individually getting masked and attached to people, because usually people are keeping an IP address in these days and age at their house for 6 months to a year, a static IP address. So, like, we're so close to, like, this, like, catastrophic level of information overload of, like, it's like the fappening for everyone, for everything, is about to be happening all at once. And I don't think that we're really prepared for it. I think that, like, every medium that we're used to being somewhat usable, somewhat okay, whether that's email, text messaging, whatever it is, it's all about to be starting to get flooded. And you can already see the defenses going up right now. What I would say to you is go try to create an account on Discord. Go try to create a new Gmail account and look at the fucking steps that they will make you go through. And that's not good for retention, right? When you're making someone like jump through 1,000 hoops and, you know, verify their fucking penis length before they're able to create an account with Gmail, like, that's like, why are they doing this? Why are they getting so crazy here? And the answer is because they're powerless. Like, it's getting mental, the automation that of these accounts being created and the fraud and the scams, and all they can do is just put more and more and more and more restrictions, hoping to stop and slow down the tide of all the crazy shit that's happening now over the course of the next, you know, even the last 6 months. But going forward, it's just, we are truly, right now, this is a wide open territory of craziness. You know, only get more insane coming up. And there's going to be opportunity for security companies to do that, but I think probably the most important thing that we can do as consumers is take control over your own data before it gets used against you, essentially. I have, like, zero confidence that like I will never ever like connect my Gmail to ChatGPT or something like that. Like if you do that, you're psychotic, right? Like that thinking of having that happen is like mental. But there's people that are doing it, and it's a interesting scenario playing out right now.
I mean, with ChatGPT, you have a choice, but like if you know, like it's like Google.
How would you feel if all of your ChatGPT queries came back, like, and I could read them?
Yeah, it would be. I mean, it's the same as a search engine, really, right? Like if you
it'd be fucking mental.
Yeah,
it'd be fucking mental for everyone. The thing is, there is no innocent people out there when it comes to what they've searched for on Google or what they've searched for on ChatGPT. It all because there's
no context either.
Well, here's the thing. Fuck me, I forget how the expression goes. A very famous expression, and it's like, find me the world's most innocent man and give me 15 words he said, and I'll give you, enough to hang him, right? And it's like it's this thing. It's like even the most innocent man, you can just, it doesn't matter. You look at something in a fucking vacuum, and it's like, why were you searching this query? And it's like, okay, well, I can explain. It's because earlier that day, I don't want to hear it. You're a pedophile. Like, and that's how it's going to go. And it's going to be that, like, to a level that is frightening, honestly. And the only solace I think that everyone can take is knowing that it'll happen to everyone all at once.
And everyone's naked.
Yeah, everyone is going to be naked all at once, which is good. But the thing is, a lot of people, it's going to open up this economy of, like, well, I don't care if everyone's naked. I want to see Jane. I want to see Susan naked, right? From next door. That's what I'm interested in. That's a scary part of the whole thing. Is that, yeah, everyone's naked now, but, like that's kind of the issue I'm seeing as far as where this is going to go. So a little bit of a scary world in some cases, but not trying to doom her too much about it, but I think there's a lot of opportunity to be made there as far as creating companies that do that. So, yeah, I like that stuff. I think outside of that, if I have like a decent idea, I'll try to like get it done pretty quickly and then put it live and then just test it and see if it goes. So like, I think yesterday, I was like, you know what would be a really good extension for people that stream all day? Is something that you just run in your browser and it would live censor certain things that would show up. Because like sometimes you're just browsing stream and you'll see an ad that's like, oh, local singles in your area, or, your IP is exposed by this VPN now. I was like, oh, fuck. That'd be a good extension to just like automatically let you go and you install it and it'll just automatically look for phrases that you type in or your IP address, and if it ever shows up on your screen when you're browsing, it'll just hide it before it even shows to your audience. Right? Simple. Right? So I just built that in a day. So that's like livesensor.com.
Livesensor.com.
I was able to build that in a day. Okay? Without doing a line of programming myself. The apps, I think they're currently pending for Google and for Firefox. But that's where we're at right now, that I can go and I can build a whole website. I can build an entire Chrome extension, an entire Firefox extension, have it work for Edge, for Brave, Firefox, like every browser, have it functional. And I can do this without writing a line of code. I can't explain the level of where we're at right now with this type of stuff. It is mental. It's exciting, but scary, because a lot of the advantages that I had from my early successes, that I was doing very technically difficult things with my past companies. There was no API to do video chat in 2009. You had to fucking figure it out. That was it. You couldn't use like videoapi.com and go and do it. You had to fucking reinvent the wheel. Now, it's like, hey, I want to make Tinder. Like, you could literally talk to a fucking chatbot and have your own Tinder app done.
So what is that reward? Like, 'cause my understanding of Silicon Valley is that, like, if you go, I have an idea for a startup, and then people are like, what is it? And you go, no, it's a secret. Like, you're a newbie, right? Like, it's about execution. Does it just make it the idea now? Or is execution...
No, it's not the... Like, even this like, website, this livesensor.com that I'm creating, right? So... what is that going to be? I mean, honestly, it'll probably be nothing more than a vertical just to, like, help promote Redact or something like that. But what is the difference between success or failure for that? Ideas are kind of worthless. Even a properly executed product is worthless, right? Something I've said, I think, for a long time is that give me the world's shittiest product with the world's best sales team or the world's best product with no sales team, and I'll take the world's shittiest product every day of the week. Because the thing is, one of these things will let you become a successful business, and one of them, you'll just be sitting there like a Linux nerd. Why is nobody using my superior operating system? Well, because, that's why it is. You have to go and do all these additional steps and things along those lines. It's just, yeah.
Does it make it more accessible, or do you think that presents its own hurdle?
There's a lot of spam, which is good and which is bad. So, I think open source helps to curate that, which I don't necessarily like. Like, one of the reasons that I initially created Redact was that when I wanted to, I think at the time I wanted to go and, I realized that I hadn't logged into Skype in forever. But when I did log into Skype, it was crazy. They had every message I had sent or received going back to 2010 on there. It was like, what the fuck? Right? That was mental shit. You log into Skype right now and it's every message you've ever sent to everyone, every password, every login, all that stuff is there. And it's okay, well, what are my options? Am I going to go and delete my Skype account? I don't want to delete my Skype account. I might need it someday. I mean, now Skype's dead, but but back then it's I don't want to delete my Skype account. So what are my options? I'm going to manually click delete, yes, confirm, next, delete, yes, for 100,000 fucking messages? No. So when I looked around at the time, the landscape was dominated by essentially a few different options. The first option was going to be Chrome extensions, which were kind of shady. It was oh, do you want to install Skype Cleaner 101 from Ruslan Ivanovich? Very good, right? And it's not really. I kind of don't want to do that. So that was the first option, and there were some of those that are available. And then the second option was going to be what I like to call kind of the open source spam. There'll be 150 repos all saying that they can do it, and all of them are going to be what I said before. Okay, you need to get a USB stick, format it to FAT32, install Kali Linux. Once you're there, you're going to know what you need to do, but go ahead and clone the repo, then make sure you get to a shell. Once you're in the shell, depending on your current configuration that you have, you're going to go and set up the drivers this way, and then you can run the command to go and start. And it's what the fuck? So nobody was taking this market seriously as hey, download this program, and then you can go and delete your shit. So when you're asking how do I think the AI stuff's going to go, the ability for 100 other people to go make the same livesensor.com right now, I think that the winner is going to be in who can actually make the product effective, who can be trusted to do it. So you're working a lot on trust. I'm not, every Chrome extension you install, every Firefox extension you install, that guy can push an update, and that update can, depending on what the extension does, can read your email now, and they'll send your email to their servers, right? And there's very little. If the people at Chrome, the Chrome extension store or the Firefox Mozilla add-ons, if they don't catch that, that's it. If you have dark mode for everything installed on Firefox, and that developer sells that add-on to some Chinese company, and they push a silent update, and the developers at Mozilla do not catch that there's a hidden bad thing in there, guess what? Make everything dark mode has full read and write access to every website you visit in your browser. And now they push a new update and they say, oh, some new features are here. And there are some new features here. But one of the features that's also there is that in 1 week, everyone will send all of their information that they have in their email to this server. And it's that is the level of craziness with extensions. So the economy becomes, do you trust this creator? Do you trust what they're doing? That's it. As opposed to, I just made it and mine's better because I talked to Claude.
Gotcha. Because then, yeah. So then I guess it's not first mover, but it's just being established.
I think being first mover isn't super important. I think patents can be helpful. So I do some stuff with patents when I think that what we have is patentable and unique, and I'll go that way because that's a very real form of protection of what you can do. But in general, the only solution is to be the better product and to be the more established product and to work and to have good support. And to understand and be a user of your own product is a big thing. I say for a lot of people that want to get into startups or want to get into tech, and they're how do I do it? It's find a problem that you yourself are encountering every day and then build the solution for that. And it's easier than ever to do it now. And when you do that, you become your own evangelist because you've solved your own problem, and there's probably a lot of other people out there like you that have the same problem, and then you push on that, and that's it. So that could be like, oh, it's kind of difficult to share screenshots with people. Okay, make a program that when you press the fucking F11 key, you can just draw a section and it gives you a link and you can share that link. Boom, there's a startup for you, right? It's kind of like, there's people that already do that, but can you do your spin? Can you make it simpler, make it free, make it so it has some other functionality, like now you can draw a little squiggly line on it. Like there's a million and one examples there. It's just find your pain point that you personally have and create the solution for it.
So then you mentioned that you invest your money into stuff like that. It's like obviously like headcount, fixed cost, but then the customer acquisition part of it. What's the very broad kind of?
Well, I mean, it depends on what you do, right? It costs a certain amount of money to get someone off of Google search ads.
Okay.
It's going to cost a certain amount of money to get them off of Facebook. It's going to cost a certain amount of money doing kind of leaderboard style advertising, right? Which is like kind of dumb, like put this ad on as many websites as you can find. So you have direct marketing, which is like, I want to send this to these people, like send this to people that are between 30 and 40 and interested in privacy. That's direct marketing. You have search marketing, which is like, if you search for Discord plus delete, I want my ad to show up. There's that. And then there's just billboard advertising, which is like, I think 4chan has a bunch of degenerates. Let's just put a big old fucking redact.dev banner up there and hope that enough people convert on it, right? So there's those types of things. But that's, you know, when you're creating a business, essentially there's this triangle of success. So you have, the first part is like, you go through a lot of effort to spend all this money to get people to even come to your website in the first place, just to fucking see the landing page of whatever it is. So the next step, so you have that step, you have to have people come to your website, then you have to convert them to users. That's the second part of the triangle. It's like, okay, they're there, can you get them to buy or become, you know, download your tool or create an account, whatever it is. That's the second part of the triangle. And then the third part of the triangle is, can you keep them as a member? You've gone through all this work, you've gotten them to create an account, can you keep them coming back, keep them subscribed? And that's like the whole part of a business there. And too many people are only focused on one part. They'll spend their entire lives doing nothing but optimizing the funnel of once a user is signed up, making sure that they stay forever, but then they suck at the first part. And a successful business really needs to be able to have all three parts of it on lock, and that's when you see like major winners come out of a pattern of people that might not have it. And it's difficult to know how to do all three of those steps.
You're saying like whatever you're kind of realizing in feedback or results is like validating.
Yeah,
putting money in.
Well, yeah. Right now, like we can put in money and we will get back more.
Okay,
but it's not instant, right? So the best way I can put it, because we're a subscription product, any money I put in, that amount that I put in, I will not get back for over. Basically, it takes a year, right? Because if I spend $100,000 this month on advertising, I will expect that maybe I will make back in sales $75,000, right? For instance, and then in a year, I'll make another $50,000, right? So it's like, but you have to do all this calculus. I mean, and these aren't real numbers that I'm giving to you here, but I'm just saying you have to do this calculus, and then you have to also understand, like, okay, how much is the actual cost of the money, going to be, right? Because if I just take $100,000 and put it, in the market, will I make 5%? So obviously you have to beat that delta as well.
Yeah. So the hurdle of time value of money or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And there's also there's a limited amount of everything you can do. There's only so many people that are searching for mass delete Discord messages every day. So you have to get creative. You have to find new things. Like one thing that we dropped the ball on that I thought would have been great, and I wish that we did it, is that there's a website up to search all of the redacted Epstein emails, and it looks just like Gmail. It's a full clone of Gmail. It looks exactly like it, and you can go there and you can search through all the emails. And it's like, what a perfect thing for us to have done. Just gone and created this entire website, and then it would have been perfect advertising for us, because so many of the stuff was redacted. Like, that would have been a great natural advertising thing to do. And that's something that we want to get into now, is more creator influencers. I would say, like, there's a lot of people that cover drama content. There's a lot of people that do like the TMZ stuff, and every day they're reviewing someone's cringe messages from years ago. Every day they're going through and like looking at this history, and like all of these guys are natural built marketers for our product on that front. It's just about finding the right fits and being able to go and do that. But that's a big step of where we're going to be moving forward this year, I think.
I was going to ask, influencer
Oh, it's a huge part,
marketing.
Right? I mean, there's a reason that every fucking YouTube video that you're seeing right now is literally sponsored by like a fucking remove my data from the internet company. It's mental. It's mental. Like it's it can't just be me. Every fucking video I watch, it's like I already know what the ad is going to be. It's going to be like, and that's why I get my personal information because hackers are. It's like, and they're selling it because it's a very scary thing that they can do. But you know, it's a whole thing. As I said, we're now doing the same data broker deletion that they are, but you know, we focused on the user data first instead of the data created about you. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Broadly speaking, is this like winner take all? Is it there's room for multiple options and competitors, or is it going to be a consolidation thing?
I mean, realistically speaking, like there is interest in what we're doing, and I think that the competitors are extremely well funded. They're not dummies, and if McAfee decides that like, hey, we want to own this space, they're going to drop hundreds of millions of dollars trying to catch up to us. The only good thing for us is that because we have so much establishment already, is that we've already built up billions of backlinks because we've offered our product for free on various platforms, but only in edit-only mode. So everyone knows that you've gone and you've searched for something very technical, like my computer won't start, error 315, and you're there, and the solution is there, and then you look right back, and it's like, this message has been mass redacted with redact.dev, and that's a link back to us. And that is the type of thing that, like, we have such a head start on that it becomes very, very, very challenging for a new player to come in there and be able to, like, dethrone us, even if you have a lot of money. So I think that we're in a good spot to continue to grow, continue to do new offerings to people, and I think that we are well suited to understand what the privacy landscape is and give the best result, the best product, and we're growing like crazy. I've been hiring people every month for the last 6 months in a row, like every month, just more and more people every month. It's just crazy. So yeah,
I'm glad that's going super.
Yeah,
super
well, I like.
I've seen it show up every so often. Like y'all are pretty good at jumping on when it's relevant.
Yeah. I mean, that stuff is becoming, you know, more accepted as well. People really fucking hate Reddit, so they're okay with it. So I think I'm good with that. Like I just like the idea of Reddit as a company or you know, Twitter or Facebook or any of these guys, you know, using all of your data to make AI slop and all that shit. So the more that I can fuck it up, and you know, we're trying now as well. So when we edit your messages, we're trying to like throw in random words, and they're doing their best job to detect when it's a deletion and like not include that now. So now I think we're going to randomize it even more. So one of the options I think that we're going to be pushing out shortly here is a edit my comment to be something completely fucking retarded. Right, and it won't have any redact.dev link in it, but it's like your comment was talking about how to solve a Windows error, and now all these AI bots are going to be looking at a solution, and the solution is going to be like, I can't believe that this worked for me. I got my dining room table, and when I stood on it, I believe the stars were coming through, and the AI is going to see this highly rated comment. It's going to be there. There's going to be no redact.dev indication whatsoever, and I think it's going to completely destroy all these companies, and I just can't wait to fucking do it. Like, it's just because they're going to have no idea, like, what the fuck? What is this guy? This guy's asking about a Windows error. Why is this guy talking about dogs? What the fuck is happening? Right? Yeah, I think it'll be... I'm excited. So that's the type of stuff we can do. Yeah.
What would thwart that? Like just the platform stepping in or what?
I mean, Reddit could potentially, certainly, try to limit that. Yeah. Like so right now Reddit lets you go and delete any comment of any age and edit any comment of any age. They allow you to do that currently. Now, will they continue to allow you to do that in the future? That's unknown. Like, a lot of these guys might say, you know what, we're not going to allow this anymore. Or we're going to show the previous versions as well, which is like a big reason to try and go and do all these edits and these deletions before these, you know, websites get too greedy and decide that they want to hold your data forever. But I will say, one thing that's important to know is there's been this big idea that, like, what's the point of deleting your tweets or deleting your Discord messages or whatever? You know, the government has them forever. You never do it. And it's a stupid way of thinking. And I can actually prove it because do you remember the story of the like some Discord group of this guy sharing military secrets to his buddies? You know what I'm talking about? And they arrested the guy.
Yeah.
I forget the name of the guy. It was hilarious. This guy was literally sharing like fucking Pentagon secrets to his like Discord Rust buddies. It was hilarious. But you know what happened? He deleted all of his shit, a lot of it, before this happened. And guess what happened when the government went to go and get those messages? They couldn't fucking get them. They were gone. So this whole idea, oh, wait a minute, maybe when you delete shit, it is fucking gone from the internet sometimes, right? So it blows apart this whole theory that, oh, there's no point in deleting stuff. Actually, that's retarded. There is a point in deleting stuff. Like, if you're a celebrity, if you're Tom Hanks and you start tweeting the fucking N-word, that's not going away, obviously, right? But if you're just fucking Joe Blow and you make a few tweets and you delete it, no, that will be gone.
Recording that, right?
Yeah. Like an example, people are like, the Wayback Machine. Oh yeah, go pull up my Wayback Machine real quick. Dan can't stream on Twitter. Tell me what you find out there, right? These are all these tactics that you can go and you can see to find out like how you can manipulate the system and do all that type of stuff. In general, and even by the way, the Wayback Machine, that's not catching every tweet that goes through. I mean, they'll get bigger accounts, but if you're a no-name account tweeting, the bot has to go there, see that you tweeted, and go and archive it. And they're certainly not doing that all the time. That would be ridiculous for them to assume that they're catching every tweet constantly. So, that's the thing. Don't be down on deleting data. It's absolutely a beneficial thing to do. Yes, there's a possibility that someone still has access to your data, but that's certainly better than everyone absolutely
still
having it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, because like at a certain point, like it's just either curation or even if they do have access to it, they just can't find it, right? Like,
here's the thing. Here's another step as well. I'll take it for you. So let's say you are a celebrity, okay, and let's say that you were very edgy 15 years ago, 20 years ago on Twitter, however long ago fucking Twitter was created out, and you've deleted all those tweets long ago. But what happens when someone's like, "Hey, I have look at this screenshot I have of Michael Jordan saying the N-word." Okay, here's the thing. Can anyone run with that story? Is it believable?
They'd have to go and like verify, right?
What about if they can't? What about if it's just that like Dan Saltman says he has a screenshot?
Yeah, they can't really.
They can't.
Yeah.
So it's not just that the data exists. It's also, can the data be verified and authenticated by a third party? That's it, right? Yeah. And there's very few sources that can accurately do it. I mean, you have, as I said, the Wayback Machine is one, of effort, right? And even now, when you look at ulterior sources like Archive Today and Ghost Archive and things along those lines, even those guys are having their own scandals now. It's like, oh, wait a minute, the CEO of this company is like fucking with some of the archive pages to push his political views, or this one is like raising funding from these guys, and I don't know if I trust that. So it's not just, is there a copy, is also like, can this copy be trusted, right? Mm-hmm. So what's to stop me tomorrow from like showing up like a tweet from Amaranth saying that she wants to bomb the World Trade Center and being like, she posted this and she deleted it really quick, but I caught it. Like at that point, like, okay, I guess you can sue me, right, and say this is slanderous, right? But what about if I'm putting it out there just to the web, essentially, like mass disinformation, that type of thing?
Yeah. Or just like an anonymous Twitter account or something like that.
Exactly, right? Yeah, so it's not just, is the data out there, can it be authenticated? So I think deleting stuff, which is the primary source, because no one doubts it, when you go to Kyle Kulinski's Twitter account and you search for the N-word and you see his famous tweets in there,
I mean, yeah, it's like...
okay, he said this shit. I don't need to go and use some third-party archive. I can fucking link to that today and show you that tweet is still there right now. But it gets more frisky when no one really knows about it, right? Right? Like, so that's the whole false information, this false narrative about how there's no such thing as true privacy and, why bother at all, or I have nothing to hide. The nothing to hide people are the dumbest of them all. Because find me a nothing to hide person and let me just get one sentence of them speaking and I'll take control of your life. Right? That is the level you can do it right now, genuinely. Like, you're just a dipshit talking about the Celtics all day? No problem. That's fine. I can work with that, right? I'll call in to your work and I'll be like, hey, it's me and I love the fucking Celtics. I can't believe they lost last night. And like, you go from there. That's it. Everything is like that. Everyone has something to hide. You should value your privacy and take it seriously. But anyways, yeah, I'm rambling a lot. It's not like a startup pitch, but yeah.
Okay, because I've always not really cared too much about my privacy, especially after when things get out to a certain degree.
I'll put it this way. A very wise man once told me that there is 0 point to keeping your old tweets or old Facebook messages and things like that past like 30 days out there, because the only people that are really going through your messages from 6 months or a year ago or 2 years ago, they're not your fans, okay?
Yeah.
They're your fucking ops, and they're out to fuck you over. That's it, okay? That's just a fact. Yeah.
That almost leads into the whole the break-in situation.
Yeah.
That resulted from her coming on your.
Listen, I tried to solicit her not to talk about that stuff, but she was a little wild. But yeah, I know that's a very traumatic thing. Like the more information, we all. I'm a streamer. I stream in the mornings and I share information about my life and what I do, and I'm working on my car, and all this type of stuff can be held against me. And I think that sometimes we forget that it can be very real. Like you talk about, like, oh, I have wealth. Okay, there's people out there that they like, oh, okay, I associate this guy with wealth, and I think that, you know what, I can do it. I can pull this off. I can find out where this person lives, and I can fucking take their money. And it's a very real thing to always keep in your mind, is that you can never be, like, truly honest with people. Like, imagine that my entire business was like, I buy gold bars. That's what I do. I buy gold bars and I bury them in my backyard. Right? Like, you can never tell anyone that that's what you do, because the second that you do, you become like, you get fed into some system. People can, I mean, at this point, there's probably going to be like crime AI that's like literally figuring out, like, like automate this for me. I saw a tweet the other day of some guy making an application on Claude. I don't know if it was real or as a joke, which is kind of scary, but the idea is that it would just go through all of his Amazon purchases and email every single manufacturer of every purchase he bought saying the product broke, it hurt him, and it was very tailored for each product. Okay, so if it was a TV, it's like, I bought this, it started smoking, I burned myself, like, this is fucked up, can you, what can you do for me here? Like, automating that entire system. It's just like fraud GPT. That's what it is. Like, all of this is, people don't understand the whole world is about to change with this shit. The levels of fraud you've never seen before. Thank you for your attention to this matter. That's it. It's scary because people for so long have overhyped AI, and it's just been, AI fridges, AI microwaves, who gives a fuck, just shut the fuck up. But now it's getting scary. Now it's getting to this point, right, of where we're at, where you share a little bit of information, and maybe you guys could have gotten lucky, and those people didn't watch that specific video, and you would have been okay, right? But where it's going is that someone can just be like, talk to ChatGPT, or not ChatGPT, but talk to like evil GPT that has no rules and will do whatever the fuck you want to it, and it has no restrictions, which will be here soon enough, by the way, if it isn't already. We have local models for AI, but there will be a system that has no guardrails. You can just say, you know what, here's a picture of Amaranth clothed, make her unclothed completely, and have her fucking me a video of it right now. And like, that will be there. There will be completely unrestricted AI that will be at our doors, and it will be unstoppable, essentially, to that point. And when you say, hey, go find every social media influencer who's posted a Rolex within 50 miles of me.
Okay.
Like...
Yeah, you're indexing, like, potential opportunity, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
The AI thing, because it's like mostly a guy's trip at first, I've seen that.
Yeah.
It's just like someone taking a selfie, like, and they're sitting in the car, there's like 8 of us, and then next thing you know, it's like, what the hell is that? It's like this crazy,
We're in a world now that's not even built essentially by morals, but it's just built by shareholder value, essentially. So, like, you have all of these massive AI companies that are trying to be the winner, essentially. And being the winner means pushing the boundaries. It means letting Grok put her in a bikini, right? It means, like, anything for views, right? Literally, like, anything for views, but now, in reality, more clicks, more views, women, tits, yeah. Like, it's literally the South Park drink responsibly commercial. But now it's this, and they're all pushing it to crazy levels. They're all like, oh, the government will give us a fuck ton of money if we can help identify who these people posting these negative comments of this person in this country to that leader. And it's like, okay, do we do that? Like, there's a post here, and we know who this guy is, but I'm pretty sure they're going to execute this guy if we tell them. Like, but they're going to pay us a lot of money. Do we let them use our software? Do we not let them use our software? Right? Because that's where all this shit is going. It's a very scary world, and I don't know the solution. I'm doing my part. I think, obviously, people know I spent like probably a year and a half aggressively going after what I thought was, and I still think is Twitch being pretty fucking crazy and disequal their bans. But I realize now that I can better focus myself to hopefully be more impactful than that. Although that was very impactful, I think that letting people take better control over their data, and then also hopefully, another thing that we're working on right now is an app that will just instantly let you record your interactions with the police or with ICE. Essentially, yes, you have your camera app, but if the cop takes your phone and then smashes it or deletes the video, then it's gone. So we're working on an app that the second you open it, it's recording and live streaming. Okay? Mm-hmm. And even if they smash the phone, a week later, it's going to email you a copy of the video. So no matter what happens, there will be a copy of that interaction that you have with the police or with ICE or with whatever. So the ability to make these tools that are hopefully making the world better is good.
Integrate that with like a Meta or whatever glasses, and then you gotta...
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you can do like this. The key is trying to find stuff that you can be impactful from, and then also, you're a wealthy guy, I'm a wealthy guy. It's trying to determine what you want to do with your life at a certain point, and balancing a lot of stuff. Like, I would rather just like hang out with my family and play Rust all day. Like, that's the glutton's way out. That's what I would get the most enjoyment to do. But I think that I have a responsibility as a good human to try and make the world slightly better, and also while doing that, to have fun with it, right? Because and to be impactful, right? Because the most impactful way for me to be a good person or to help the world isn't to go to a fucking soup kitchen. Okay, that's very fucking low on the totem pole. I'm doing, of the skill set that I have, the resources that I have, it's very dumb for me to go and be serving soup, right? But what can be impactful is like getting an app into the hands of everyone, where now they can hold law enforcement or ICE or whoever responsible, and their civil liberties can't be taken away, and then translating that into other countries, and then making it resistant so that it can work in China, or it can work in Russia, or work in Iran, or work wherever. These are all the challenges that you get into with that.
So how do you, because I struggle with that too, it's like the opportunity cost of doing the thing that you find fulfilling, or like, that stimulates you kind of work-wise, and then family or other obligations or whatever.
Well, I mean, a lot of people chase money for no matter what. A lot of people will do this their entire life, and I think that it's a mistake to do that, because I don't know, maybe I got lucky with this, but very early on, I kind of realized that, like, having $200,000 a year, this is like 10 years ago or whatever, 15 years ago, having $200,000 a year, I don't think my life changed when I went from that to like $1 million a year at that point, right? Like, I saw no difference. Like, the difference was that the different thing came down to one part, is that you were able to buy experiences that otherwise you would have to rent. So I can live the same lifestyle right now, for the most part, as a billionaire, if I chose to, if I wanted to. The only difference is that, like, I'm renting the private jet.
Yeah, it's not your tail number on the plane.
It's not my tail number on the plane. It's not customized for me. I'm not going and building an underground bunker. I'm not, when I go and visit Paris and I like the house, I can't just say, buy that for me, I want to come back and live there. I have to rent that experience. But that existed for the most part when you have a smaller amount of money. And when you realize that it's kind of the loss of value, you're putting in more and more time for less and less of a reward. A good analogy I kind of use for this is headphones. You can get, what is it, HD 598s, I think what they are? Oh, God, I forgot the number. And that's a good headphone. It's like $300. But if you want to get headphones that are 1% better on the sound curve, you're paying another $100. If you want to get 1% better than those, it's $200. If you want to get 1% more than those, it's $1,000. And you want to get a tenth of percent better than that, now you're paying $10,000. And it's like, you know what? You can kind of get 95% of the way there for $300 type of thing.
Yeah, the diminishing marginal returns, but like for like some of these luxury goods, it's like very extreme.
Yeah, but that's life in general, right? Like, you're making more and more and more and more money, but how much of an improvement is it? Like, you have to switch your mind up a lot to not be chasing the item, not be chasing the obtaining of the item, but it has to be the journey of what you're doing. Because the thing is, when you have, I don't want to say unlimited wealth, but when you're wealthy, you can just go buy the thing, right? Like, some of the fun things that I can do, like, I have a mid-80s Datsun 300ZX.
Okay.
I can go buy a Lamborghini or Ferrari or whatever, but I get more enjoyment out of this, and I'll spend a good amount of time on, like, Yahoo Japan auctions looking for, like, a very, like, that little turbo bar that you see in there right there that only came on the 200Zs, and they only made, like, a few hundred of them, like, and I'll be on these sites, and, like, the journey of that, to me, is, like, more interesting than the idea of, like, oh, I could just go spend, like, it could be that was for sale, right, probably on eBay for, like, $10,000. I could have just, like, bought that for, or whatever the cost it would have been. But the idea of finding it in its natural habitat and, like, doing it and not overpaying.
It's like the treasure hunt thing.
It's this level, like, here's the thing, I maybe it can make sense to you. Because you're a wealthy guy now, but you weren't always, right? When you're poor, your life, you get put onto forced journeys, forced experiences, okay? Because if you're poor and you get a flat tire, to me, what do? I just call someone and they'll come, get a new tire, and that's it. But when you're poor, what do? When you're poor, it's you know what? Fuck, I think I'm going to go to the junkyard. I'm going to have Joe bring me to the junkyard. We're going to look for one of my cars. I'm going to see if I can find someone else that has a car like mine with a good shaped tire. And all of a sudden, now you're on a journey for today. You need a tire, right?
Yeah.
And because you can't afford to just go get a tire, now you and your homie are going to a junkyard. You don't know shit about cars. You almost got killed because this car fell on you when you fucking removed it because you've never removed a tire before, right? Like, that is the type of experience that you miss when you have money, when you just buy it. When you just buy something, you miss the experience. You miss everything that comes with doing that type of, whatever it is. So that's why it's, entertaining to watch these people. Like, as I mentioned, Darius, right? Darius, the other day, I don't know what the fuck, he ran over a curb or something and put a hole in his transmission. And he brought it to the dealership, and they said, oh, that's going to be $5,000 for a new transmission for, like, a 2005 Hyundai Elantra or some shit like that, worth more than the car. And I was like, Darius, we're going to solve this problem for you. Go get some JB Weld, okay, and get this tool, and get some oil, and we're going to do it. We're just going to patch the fucking hole with some fucking JB Weld. And he did it, and now he has his car back. But now he has a story to tell as a result of that. Like, he had enough money. He could probably go fix his car. But now, this is something he's going to tell every person that when they get into that car.
Stream or what?
Huh?
Did he do it on stream?
He did it on stream. He fixed his car on stream. But so not only was it content, but now it's like, when he drives his car, he has, like, a certain level of, like, personal validation and ownership. Like, this car was totaled. Yeah. It was garbage. And I fucking fixed it with fucking JB Weld. And they told me it couldn't be done. And that's you got to chase those levels of experiences in your life.
So that's actually, like, one huge piece of what streaming does for me. Yeah. Because I do it the long way.
Good.
Right? Like, that's what this whole trip was. Like, so many times during it, I was like, like, my PA watches my stream, and I'm like, hey, can you look for this thing, and then at this other place, find me these 3 options. And then Paul will be like, no. We're gonna, like, figure it out, like, in the moment, like, while we're there. And, like, look, sometimes you do gotta kind of call for the outside help. Like when we were in some random South American country and we didn't book a hotel and it's like 3 a.m. and, like, the alternative is sleeping on the side of the road. Like sure. That's when, like, okay, it's time to, call in the big guns. But, like, every other time, finding how to subsist has been more content, more memorable, and then, like, it feels way different. Like, you earn something, even though you just put yourself through it, like, kind of on purpose.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, it makes sense. And I think that's what separates kind of good streamers from bad streamers, is knowing when to, like, say, okay, I'm calling it, and going there, versus, sometimes not knowing the difference there, and it's like, okay, this is getting sad, right? You're becoming a little bit of a lolcow, you're sleeping on the side of the street, this is kind of crazy, right? So it's I think that's an important factor for every streamer to understand if they're going to do that type of thing full time and take it seriously as a career and enjoy themselves. And I don't want to make it sound like I'm some, God, Mother Teresa that's only out here to do good. I spend my mornings, looking at drama content with my buddy, laughing at, fucking rating cops on how like crazy it is, and getting very nervous whenever it's a woman cop, and like these are the things that's like kind of funny, enjoyable, and I think it's important that you're able to answer that. I'd say like a very good question that many people could ask themselves would be, if you were to have $1 billion tax-free in your account tomorrow, what would you do differently? And a lot of people, especially people that are poor right now or don't have money, I already know what their answers are. Getting a sick-ass house here, here. I'm buying a fucking Lambo. I think I'm going to travel around the world. I'm going to do this, that, and the other thing. But all those things are like very temporal. It's like, okay, you can do that, and then what?
Yeah.
Well, what do you mean? That's it. That's all I'm going to do. And it's like, okay, so your life is just you're going to buy a few houses and some Lamborghinis, and then what? And show people you have money? That's your future.
They don't get past that because that's like the hurdle, right? Like,
right. Well, the issue in finding a sense of meaning and finding a sense of direction and where you can have an impact and an influence and also enjoy your life and feel like you're not doing things that you're going to regret later on in life is a challenge, right? So if you have that $1 billion, saying like, oh shit, I don't know what I would do. I think I would try to build some sort of organization and have fun doing it that would help people, I guess, right? But like that's a hard question to answer, and I think that for a lot of people, it's a very shallow answer to say, oh, I'm going to buy things, material items, and like houses and cars and that type of stuff. But I think the joy, if we look back at our most memorable moments that we have, the times that you just enjoy the most, these moments in time that those are the things that you should be looking for. It's not money. It's these experiences that you have. And you already know you are. Like, when were you most happy? Think about the times that you were just fucking loving life. And I know what some of those moments are for me, right? Like having a startup get huge attention worldwide, or, being with my family on vacation, or doing these things. And you recognize what these moments are. And once you realize what these moments are, and that they're not sitting in front of your computer playing Rust for 18 hours a day, doing that, and when you realize that all of that is blended into nothing, you can go and you can use these to form your ability to move forward and have better positive experiences moving forward, and have more of them, and make your life more memorable and better. Just remember what nurses say. There's this thing where they ask nurses what are the biggest regrets that people have when they're older. And the answer is, it's never shit that they did. It's never like, I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have done that. I fucked everything up. It's never that. All of the regrets are always, I should have done this. I was too scared. I should have done this. I should have asked her out. I should have gone and tried to be a chef. But instead I stayed as an accountant because it made more money. It's always, I should have done these things. It's the ability to recognize that and try to jump on more of those things, even though you might be a little scared. It's a challenge, but it's the right thing to do.
That makes me feel good about like most of how I look at things, I guess, because I think like I don't have kids, but like for me the best moments, the most memorable moments are spending time with my brother's kids, and they come over when we're home, like every week or every other week, right? It's pretty common. We're the house with the pool and all the crazy fun stuff. It's I have 2 birds that like I rescued, and like they're just incredibly like attached, and so like that's like super soothing and calm. And then like, and the weird thing is, I'm such a homebody that like left to my own devices, that's all I would probably do. The streaming makes me go to like attempt to go to Antarctica or the Atacama Desert or whatever. I never would have done that if it wasn't on stream.
Yeah, that's a great thing. It's one of the great things about it is meeting people you would never meet, doing things you would never do. It's a unique experience, but the goal is to try and find a way that common folk can do the same thing.
Yeah.
And the funny part is, like, I tell that story about the tire because that's a story that I have, and it's a memorable moment for me, and I retell that. But the thing is that, like, when you're poor, it doesn't feel like that's a fun thing.
No.
Like, you don't want to go to the fucking junkyard looking for a tire for a 1987 Ford
Taurus.
Taurus.
Is passing you by.
It's like my life fucking sucks.
Yeah.
But it's only later on that you realize the value of all these things is the connections that you make and the experiences that you have doing this stuff.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, the balance is the part I'm still struggling with, because inevitably, like, no matter how I split my time, I either feel guilty a little bit or like I'm pissing someone off, you know?
Well,
yeah.
Upsetting people is par for the course.
Mm-hmm.
That's just going to be, like, the nature. Like, there's very few people in this world that are just loved by everyone, and the only reason that they are is that you don't know anything about them. Like, I can give you some examples, like Tom Hanks, Keanu Reeves, right? These are people that just, oh, God, great guy, love him. Who hates Tom Hanks and Keanu Reeves, right? Nobody. But you don't know fuck all about them.
Yeah.
And the second that they open their mouth, they would get some haters. Because that's the fastest way. Like, right now, like, it's like a very, like, divide and conquer type thing. Like, do you like dogs or cats more? Like, if you had to kill everyone in the world that liked dogs or cats, which one would you choose?
Cats.
Okay, so you just pissed off, like, half of your audience, like, with that one thing. Like, now they're like, okay, this guy's kind of retarded. Why the fuck does he hate cats? Right?
Yeah.
So it's that level of you know, division and everything.
They're high visibility, low, like, information. Like, no one knows what the fuck they're... Like, that's the whole thing, right? Like, Keanu lives in hotels. Like, it's like...
the more that you share, the more that people are going to love you and hate you, right? And that comes... That's nature of the game. Like, there are, like, these people that everyone assumes is loved by everyone. Like, I don't know, like fucking Pokemon or whatever. Like, these people have, like, dedicated... mega fucking haters to a level that, like, you cannot comprehend. Like, there are people that will wake up every day with one thing on their mind, and that is hatred for you know, a specific streamer, right? And that is what drives them more than anything else. It's like that level, but you have to balance that with the fact that you're making a positive impact on some other people's lives, and go with that. Like, if you don't want to be criticized. If you don't want to have any enemies, be fucking nobody. Be a fucking person forgotten by history. But if you want to be someone that's made a difference, that's made your mark on the world, that's made it better, hopefully, people are gonna fucking hate you. News is shit that someone else doesn't want published. Everything else is advertising, right? That's like a good quote to wrap this whole thing up in a thought there, you know? That's it. All news, for the most part, some people want suppressed.
Who's a universally beloved streamer? It's like I Show Speed.
I mean, at the time, like right now, at the time, even I Show Speed is gonna have people that don't fucking like him. Racists aren't gonna like him. Other people that are jealous of his fame are not gonna like him. People in other communities that are warring with him are not gonna like him. Maybe some people from Kai's Nets are not gonna like him. Like there's no one that's just universally liked. The best, I'll tell you the best it can be, but even they are gonna have hater. Is gonna be like fucking Care Bear people, like people who give no real opinions on anything. Like very, like, you know, soft takes, like, oh, I'm just a nice guy, I love everyone. But even these people fuck up every once in a while. Like
Ludwig.
like, you know, I mean, I don't mean to say like a Ludwig here, but like, you know, it could be like a Ludwig or like an Atriox, a guy like that, you know, doesn't really give very many controversial opinions, and the second he does is rolling it back.
I like Atriox commentary. I don't really look into his other things, I guess.
Sure, but I'm just saying, like, there's a whole class of people.
Yeah, they're trying to keep it benign.
Yeah, and also it's incredibly difficult to become, like, when you're an extremist, right, politically or personality-wise, it's easier to get popular. Like, a good example of this might be, like, Clavicular, right? Blew up overnight because that's kind of fucking a wild... he's not an extremist, like, in the political sense. He's an extremist in a personality sense. The stuff he's willing to do. And because of that, he's been able to go from 0 to 100 overnight, essentially, right? It's much more difficult to be the XQC, okay? That's fucking hard to do, right? To be the XQC, meaning you have a dedicated fan base, and you're out there, and you're... you know, you're not being an extremist one way or the other. You've just fucking slogged around for fucking 20 years doing this type of stuff. Like, that is difficult to do that. Or to be, essentially, it's like, to be Tom Hanks is incredibly difficult. You either have to be, like, a god at your craft, or you get lucky, or you get promoted by the right people, but it comes at a sacrifice that nobody knows who you really are.
Sure.
And you have to be okay with that if you're going to do that. And I never wanted that. Like, nobody loves Tom Hanks, by the way. They only love the vision of what Tom Hanks, what they think that he is.
They get to imprint, like, their best impression of who he is. It's like a Rorschach test almost.
What's that?
It's like a Rorschach test in a person.
Yeah.
You know, like, but would you say XUC's like that? I feel like he's put enough out there that everyone kind of knows.
That's why it's impressive that he is where he is.
Yeah.
You know, like, but also like he's not an extremist. He's given a lot of his life, right, to everyone, but he's made it, and that's hard to make it to that level, right? Because there's a lot of people that are funny, but XUC's not the funniest person that there is. He's all right.
Yeah,
can barely fucking understand half of what he's saying, right? So, the caliber of these people that are funny, but also not controversial. When you're not controversial, it's harder to grow because you don't get clipped, and when you don't get clipped, you're not going viral for all these moments. So it's difficult, right?
Yeah. No, XUC is a real one because like he basically like does the inconvenient thing if it like kind of is how he morally is aligned. Like during the Mr. Beast kick stream, right?
Sure.
Like Mr. Beast is badgering Aiden to be like, give up your phone contact. We're gonna call everyone, right?
Right.
And like XQC was the one who resisted doing that. Like with Mr. Beast standing over him, being like, "Come on, let's call Amaranth." Like, you do that, and he goes, "I don't think that's fair. You know, it's kind of an ambush." And then like he just like kind of deflected everyone in his phone. Whereas like Aiden's, getting called, and then he's like roping in Hollywood, calling Kevin Hart, and it's just like everyone's being put on the spot. Hey, we're on a live stream. How much you want to give to provide clean water for Africa? Right?
Sure. Yeah.
So that's kind of crazy because like there's pressure there, and then there's potentially a downside of like not streaming with Mr. Beast anymore or something.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, but these are all things that you have to it's all calculus, right? It's at some part. A funny example of this, I remember it was the Team Water thing. I think from a while back, and how funny is it, by the way, that like I hold on, I'm on a binge. I'm not going to go against any communists or say anything. I just think it's very funny when you look at who the top donators to that thing were. These are certainly not like far left socialists that are topping that leaderboard. But that said, I thought a funny moment from that, and it's like maybe you shouldn't have done anything at all. Was the Twitch CEO donating? Was it $100 or $1,000? And it's like, maybe just don't donate. That would have maybe been a little bit better, I think, in a circumstance.
You're drawing attention to the fact that
this is not a good look.
Yeah, Sophie Rain donated $1 million, and then Dan Clancy does 1,000.
Yeah, I think I did 1,001. I said like Dan Clancy sucks or something. But that said, these are all like kind of it's just ridiculous moments of things like that. But it's hard to navigate in real time.
Yeah.
It's always easy to go back and be like, oh, that's how I should have handled that situation now. It's much more difficult when you're doing the shit live in real time and whatnot. It's near impossible for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's just reactions and
Sure, yeah.
Huh.
Make or break for a lot of people. They crash out. They have, these insane moments. They overshare. They feel like they have to do anything. But there's a certain class of people, I think, that are naturally attracted to streaming in the first place, and they, for the most part, 99% will fall into this bucket of they love attention, right? They love it. They love attention, and they want to be the star, and they want to be the cool kid and all that type of stuff. Like that's like a very, it's almost a de facto part, and I'm guilty of this as well, of being a streamer. It means you have to, essentially you're saying, I'm worthy of watching. Right? That's what you're telling the world. I have something to offer. You should watch me. Right? So by nature, we're all kind of falling into this group of attention seeking, and it's just kind of catching yourself before you get too frisky. That's all. Before you turn into some of these, you don't want to turn into what's the guy that let his TTS go off inside of the library and got locked up doing the bomb?
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
One of the Andes.
Yeah.
I assume terrorist Andy, I'm guessing?
Isn't he still like, he's still banned from that and all that.
I don't know.
I don't see, their risk assessment for the Andes is like insane to me. Like sometimes when they do things, I'm just like, wait, how did this have any chance of turning out like positive?
Well, I'll tell you, it's because all of them look at it as a single-minded, goal-oriented thing. I'm going to be the next clavicular. Right? To them. And here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to be more extreme. I'm going to be more crazy. He's smashing his face. I'm smashing my balls. Right? Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like, it's extremism pulling you, because that's a fast way. If you want to be a brand new streamer and get attention, go be a fucking full right-wing MAGA guy, or a full left-wing Hassan sycophant, and you will get an audience right away. You will not get an audience right away if you are just another, oh, I don't really talk about politics, let's play Unk Raiders. Like, that's not going to work.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the natural inclination to be extreme, to be crazy, to be drawn to the sidelines and do frisky stuff.
It courts attention, and it also like gives you like a staunch group of supporters because they agree with your position or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yes. As you do that, you develop your cult, you develop your fans, they ride or die for you. There's all these things that come with being an authentic person. The more that you share, the more, I guess you could say the more devotion that you'll get from people because they'll understand who you are. Mm-hmm. If you don't share that much, it's hard to get attracted. Like, I don't want to say attracted. It's hard to feel like I really am connected to Tom Hanks because I don't know anything about Tom Hanks. Literally nothing. I don't know any of his struggles. I don't know any of his successes. All I know is the very PR thing put forward. And the same thing attaches to streamers. Like, the streamers that will share a good amount of their struggles of their life and who they are become relatable, and people ride or die for these people through and through. The people that overshare way too much become lol cows, and now they are not their real fans that related with them will die off, and now the only people that watch them are those that are watching them because of the enigma of what they are. So there's this line in there of where to be your authentic self and share a certain amount, but not too much, and understand that you're streaming and, you know, certain things are off limits and that type of stuff.
I mean, where's a safe place to draw the line of, like, that's definitely too much?
Yeah. Well,
fighting with one spouse.
Well, I mean, for you though, like, I mean, as I said, you're still growing. Like, it's not like you guys are, you know, you're still together, and you are growing as a streamer, and you're wealthy, and you have your own goals and your own projects and things along those lines. And if this is in furtherance of that, then anything for views. The only thing worse than no attention, or sorry, the only thing worse than bad press is no press.
Yeah.
So, you know, having something like this happen every once in a while, although it's certainly not painting you guys in the most positive light, it's certainly better than not being talked about at all, right?
True. Yeah. No, that's definitely true. Unfortunately, like I wish the incentives wasn't like that, but like I don't want to ever fight with her on stream, but when it happens, I can't really say that like it was like all net negative.
Sure.
Right? And that's the weird thing, because you don't want to incentivize future behavior, but it's hard to like look at it and not say like, wow, we benefit from entropy there. Like that's what streamers can do, right? Mm-hmm. They can have a bad situation actually benefit them because it becomes content or whatever.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's what separates also bad streamers to good streamers, the ability to be able to do that on the fly as well, of course. But also I think maybe one thing, a slight suggestion, you could probably, I would say, learn when you're in these moments. Be like, I'm in one of these moments. And maybe tune things appropriately for that. Because it's hard to, when you're in these moments, I think it's hard to understand and be like, okay, I'm in this moment, let's make this extra clippable, let's make this not too crazy, just the right amount, not too far, whatever. Like, that's also, like, something that's important to be able to do if you're going to go down that road and not get totally fucking lost in it, because you don't want to be like actually fucking seeing red and, you know, it's like that will get too much, right?
Yeah, or like getting physical or throwing things and
sure.
Yeah.
No,
there's like you have to stay behind the line of like not being able to be easily canceled, I guess.
Well, I mean, canceling it is like, I think it's a challenge. There's a lot of people who are very afraid of this type of thing, obviously.
Yeah.
It drives a lot of people actually wanting to remove their digital footprint. But the realistic end goal is that just nobody gives a fuck. Like, they only give a fuck for a day.
Yeah.
Like, regardless of who you are, like, if Tom Hanks came out today and started, oh shit, my accident, I said the N-word, right? We would care for about 48 hours, and then we would move on.
Yeah.
Right? And then that's kind of it. It's how you handle it afterwards, I think, matters a lot. But in general, you know, it's just, the problem is that in 48 hours, someone else is going to say the N-word. And it's like, Tom Hanks, that's fucking old news. You not here? Mariah Carey said it. Come on, get with the fucking times, old man. You know, so the thing is that the cancellation stuff, one, is that it's temporal. And then the second part of it as well is that it can only happen, for the most part, from your own side if you allow it to. Right?
I've heard that, yeah.
Right? Like, Ben Shapiro can't get canceled from
right.
Hassan, It is not. It's not possible.
Yeah.
Right? He does not give a fuck if Hassan pulls up a tweet of him saying anything.
Yeah.
He'll never give a fuck about that, right?
Yeah.
And vice versa. Hassan does not give a fuck what Ben Shapiro pulls up about him. It's only your allies that can essentially cancel you. And the best part is if you have reasonable allies that know who you are and understand what you are, you're not really getting canceled for the most part, right? Unless you actually are a serial killer.
It's hard for me to figure out, like, just kind of 10,000 foot view, what is the best strategy? Because I've seen, like, how Ice Poseidon does it, which is he will say the most unhinged thing, like back to back to back to back, right?
Sure.
And then I've realized, like, you know, it's probably obvious to a bunch of you guys, but for me, I always overanalyze, and I'm like, oh, what's happening here is everything he says, like, occasionally he might actually slip with a take that's actually, like, not good and it wasn't meant for content. No one knows. Because they assume it's all for content.
Sure.
Right? Like, there's a thing where someone, one of the people on the trip alleged that he groped another member of another man, right?
Okay.
And that, like, he should be canceled, and then his reply back was like, I'll grope you too. It's like that type of thing, like, people don't care anymore. Like, it's funny, they get the laugh, they're gone. Like, versus, like, saying, no, I didn't, like, and writing a long thing, then people are gonna...
There's a certain amount of that. I think that's true. Like, what happens when something crazy drops? When something crazy drops, and all of you guys do it in the audience, because everyone's guilty of it, like, oh my god, I just found out that, let's try to think of a crazy example. Pokimane killed her last 4 dogs. Strangled them. Just decided they weren't cute enough and strangled them. What's everyone doing now? We're all refreshing Poki's Twitter feed.
Sure.
Looking for it.
Yeah.
Right? And if like, because we're waiting, we want that blood, right? But what comes back is, yeah, I strangled my 4 dogs, I'm gonna strangle the next one too. What of it, bitch? Fuck you. Then it's like, oh, okay, well, now I'm moving on. Literally, that's it. It's like, oh, they're not gonna beg for my forgiveness. They're not gonna be sad. Well, fuck. God damn it. All right, well, fuck. I wasted all this time refreshing it for nothing. But that's what people want. They want vengeance. They want
red meat, kind of.
Yeah, they want. Yeah, essentially, yeah. But if you're just like, fuck you, you know, you're not my friend. You're not my ally. I don't want you to do well. I'm not wishing you well in life. You're my fucking enemy. I actually do hope you die. Like, I don't enjoy you, right? Like, but there's all this normalization of this, and we don't say this, and we don't say that, and all that jazz along the way. Just recognizing, like, who you are, and, you know, you got enemies and all this other jazz. Just fucking move with it, you know.
I'm assuming, like, it's a little tougher for girls and guys, right?
Well, it depends. Girls can... Well, let me put this way. It's very difficult for ugly girls. Ugly guys have to be twice as funny as a non-ugly guy.
Sure.
So, it's not like, you know, if you're going to be Wes by the way, you got to be funny as fuck. And he is, right? But he would be way more successful if he wasn't Wes by the way. That's just a fucking fact of life. And he knows it, but he works with it, and he makes it into what he is, and he's successful as a result of that, right? But...
He's playing the hand as best he can, you're saying, yeah.
Sure. But, I mean, if he looked like fucking Keanu Reeves and he was as funny as he was, he would be more successful.
Yeah.
But he doesn't, right?
Yeah.
So, it's all about, like, working with what you got, essentially. But if you're stupid and fat and not funny... You're just not going to be a good streamer. Like, what do you want me to say? Like, the most you can hope for is to be, like, a full-time lolcow. That's it. Like, you got to have at least... Like, if you're going to be dumb as fucking rocks and not funny and not entertaining, and you're a guy, you got to be fucking the hottest. You got to be Ryan Gosling wearing a fucking thong all day. Like, that's it. That is your fucking option, right? There is no other world for you besides that.
Sure.
Yeah.
And even that's tough. Like, that's like an Instagram game more so than it is streaming or...
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, because we when we had the OnlyFans agency, we ran the second biggest guy account. And it was a guy, basically, who was actually gay, but he was, like, pretending to be, like, kind of bi on social media, like, with his, like, TikToks and stuff like that.
Sure.
And it was just, like, the guy himself was, like, actually not very high energy, but very low energy, but he could, you know, for 15 seconds he could do the thing and then, like, paint this ambiguous enough picture that, like, it's very eye-opening, basically. It's like, oh shit, like, none of this is, like, everything can be choreographed or framed in a way. None of it's, like, actually authentic, but it doesn't matter if the format is, like streaming. I think requires either being really good at feigning for long periods of time authenticity, or you just have to be authentic, right?
It's a good point you're making there. Is like the easiest way is just to always be honest. Like I have kind of a shit memory, so the only option for me is to just tell the truth always. Because if I lie about anything, I will like past Dan will fuck me over so hard on anything I've lied about because like I'm 42 years old, bro, and it's like I'm cooked, I'm unk, right? So I can't be lying about shit because I just fucking won't remember. I'll be like, what the fuck did I say that my max rep was when I was 300, 315? And it's like, no, motherfucker, you said it was 400. Oh, yeah, 400. That's what it was. It's like, you just cook yourself. So the only way you can do it is just be honest.
Do you think you free up bandwidth that way, too?
Well, yeah.
I feel like you do, right? Because you never have to go and think, like, wait, can I say this? Can I say this?
We all know those people. Like, I don't know why, but there's certain people out there, like, when you're a kid, you'd be like, hey, I got a new bike. And they'll be like, oh, yeah, me too. It's like, no, you did, motherfucker. You're lying. But they would do it. They would always, because it was to them, it was a part of a way to, insert themselves into the conversation, to be relatable, to be able to talk with you and be part of the group and everything like that. But the problem is it's an untenable, feat to keep up with that moving forward. And continue to lie and keep up with the lies. And eventually you get caught and it's like, it's a fucking world-ending event. Like your whole life comes crashing down around you.
I mean, sometimes I guess it can work out. I remember
if you build up like a political or a cult, like I think like the Andrew Tate or whatever like that, these guys have been called out like, oh, you're not actually rich or what, right? Like, fuck you, I am rich. I mean, that's kind of Trump's whole thing, right? Like, I'm the richest guy there is, but really? Yes, I am. It's just always attack, never defend, that type of stuff. So there's a lot of stuff like that, but it is what it is. It's about doing you, your version of impact on the world, whatever the fuck it's going to be. But try not to be what someone else is, because you're just going to always be a Temu version of someone else if you try to copy someone else.
Well, because I say all the time, like I love what Joe Rogan gets to do, like have incredible access to people for sometimes 3+ hours. And, like, I think, like, if I got to pinpoint, like, my favorite job, it would be just to do that. Like, have access to people, have them come on and talk about, what they're good at or what's relevant currently, in the world to, like, what they do. I love that. It's hard for me to envision a not team version of that, other than the fact that, like, I mean, I'm still figuring out, like, how much of it is Rogan keeping it entertaining versus, or like, not polarizing so he gets future interviews, or is he just actually in it?
I mean, that's certainly, I think, an unknown. You can't. He would answer that. I mean, obviously, it's a very popular podcast, but and there's plenty of other podcasts that just, copy that format. But who knows?
Yeah, and that seems like a game like you have to kind of aggregate the audience before people give you that access and things like that.
I mean, you can't always get what you want either.
Yeah.
Understand what you can do and work with it. Like, I would rather be right now having $100 billion working on the Dan Saltman Life Extending Institute and solving world hunger and, doing all this shit, but instead I'm fucking sitting here making privacy tools, but I'm doing the best with what I can, right? And then you always just understand what you can do and what you can't do and go with that. That's it. Yeah, of course, I'd rather have a Joe Rogan show too. I do a lot more good that way, but I'm not shooting for that because I can't do it. Understanding your limitations is like, number one strategy for not being cooked.
What do you think is the, like, just access, or?
I mean, for most people, it's showing up every day. I'd say is the hardest thing. Like, people give me a lot of shit about the Twitch and Hassan stuff, but like, for one guy going that hard for a year and a half, I mean, that's like a lot of effort and a lot of actual change that happened and a lot of impact that was done just by showing up every day, right? Not with a team of fucking Mossad agents, not with a million bot army or whatever the fuck these crazy people doing. Just a fucking Twitter account posting memes. That's it. Like, these are the types of things that can fucking, have happen. But you can apply that to be more beneficial things as well, right? So that's, I think, what should be the goal is to, find out whatever it is you're good at and show up and keep doing it every day. That's all.
And then just trust that, incrementally compounds or whatever.
Well, as I said, the journey has to be part of what you're doing. It's not about in your case, it's not about buying the watch, right? It's about finding the perfect watch, maybe eventually, right? Like, you know, to a certain extent, it's what you're going to do every day is furtherance of a goal, and it should always be a furtherance of a goal. But that doesn't mean you can't have like rewards along the way and getting some benefits and things along those lines. But I think it's always important to be like searching for a future thing that you're doing as opposed to just getting that thing. You know, it's like not exciting. Like if there's just always been this thing you want, you just go fucking buy it. And you're like, well, now what?
Well, that's the hard part. Like for most people, it's not within reach. So they're working towards getting it. When you can just get it, choosing not to, that's pretty interesting to me because sometimes...
Well, it's not about just choosing not to. It's about maybe you should change yourself to go after other goals as well, right?
Okay.
Like, what's the most impact that you can have on the world right now? Like, what could you do? Or not even, you know, I'm not asking you to be fucking Mother Teresa, but who gives a fuck? But I'm just saying, what is it that you would actually really like to do that you think that, like, you would enjoy, hopefully make the world a better place? And, you know, not only is the end result noble, but the process of getting there is something that you enjoy and is noble and fun and all that shit. Because that's there's some fucking word about that. I forget what it's called. It's like this intersection of like pays you enough money, you enjoy doing it, and it's good for the world. There's this thing. I mean, it's probably Swedish or some shit like that. But there's a word for that. And that thing is what you want to, or maybe it's Japanese, I don't know, but that thing is what you want to chase. The thing that provides you all that whole element of what you're looking for to do with your life. Figure out that goal and do that, right?
Oh. I feel like I second guess too much about that because it's hard to complete that triangle when I think about like goals that I would want to do. Because there's always for me at least, the nagging of like, well, you know, that will be good for some people, but other people are going to probably, you know, do something. It's like the Alfred Nobel, we're going to give them dynamite to make these tunnels, and they're just lobbing at each other.
Sure. I mean, look, it's not for everyone. I mean...
the question for me is hard to answer. I usually just settle on two pieces of the triangle and then like being like, all right, we'll figure out the third one later.
Sure. It's not easy, right? But you can just strive at least to get it. That's what I try to do. I don't have all the answers. I mean, maybe I sound smart or something, but it's not like I'm not fucking Bill Gates or any of these guys, right? So I don't have it all together either. I'm still making my way through life, understanding things as I go. But you know, I know I enjoy my family. I know that I enjoy making positive progress with what I think are good social outcomes. I know that I enjoy talking to my friends and having fun and playing video games. And I try to balance all these things. And I also try to, like, you know, I enjoy working on my car, and it's a piece of shit, you know, and I'm trying to make it go faster and all this stuff. And I enjoy all this stuff. And could I just spend money and be done with it? Yes. But, like, you got to make the journey part of all this stuff, or else it's just, you know, it's just you're cooked. That's it. Yeah. Anyways, it's getting late. We should get some dinner
let's get
or something.
some food. What time is it?
Almost 10, right?
Okay, yeah. I guess I saw something in Discord about 10:30 for the thing, or
let's see if you can still make that appointment.
Oh yeah.
Or let me message the guy.
Yeah, I'm on one phone because I got my other one
I'll
stolen.
Hold on.
Ocean Bum or whatever.
Can use
Do you have a bathroom I could use?
over there.
Perfect.
Oh, there. I don't even have to fucking type anything.
I think he was in chat.
Okay. Well, that makes life fucking easier. Okay. Let's see. Should have had this chat up there before. I'm like off frame now. Oh. Sorry, it's not even funny. I don't even know why I fucking did that. I need to get better with my humor. Show the octopusy? I don't think this is a genderless fucking octopus.
Wait, is there a backstory for this?
Yeah, I hired some Miami graffiti artists to come and do this whole room essentially, this whole thing. So all of this stuff is done, and yeah.
I had a friend ask for a random tattoo in Japan, and then he got a orange octopus, more Japanese style. But I was wondering if there's like some kind of...
No, I told them to kind of go crazy with it at the start, and they they did it.
Did you say octopus, or you said whatever?
I think it's actually a squid, right? I don't know I'm not sure. You'd have to back it up there. I mean, fuck, people have seen it a million fucking times on my shit, so...
Octopus is so yummy.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, this is like... it's just a little chill. It's a very small area in here. I guess people probably don't see it. You can turn it around. I don't think there's anything identifiable they can see.
I mean, I have a space similar to this, except it's like a cigar lounge.
Cigar lounge?
Yeah, because we had this... So the guy who owned our house previously was a car collector. And so he had a massive garage bay that with lifts could fit 11 cars.
That's sick.
Yeah.
I'd like to have that.
It was unfortunate because I filled it. as it's like water, you fill the thing. And then upstairs they had like an in-law suite so they could sequester.
What do you mean they filled it?
Oh, I filled it.
With cars?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like you filled it with concrete.
Oh no, I filled it with cars because it's like, oh, okay, well I have the space, and you kind of just go until you're out of room. Upstairs of that, they had like an in-law suite, so they could sequester their in-laws on Thanksgiving. And I didn't have a need for an in-law suite because all my people live, mine and hers live in the same city, and so I just turned it into a cigar lounge. Humidors, like nice upholstery and stuff like that. And so similar to this, it's just like a different vibe, I guess. Like, because I tinker with all sorts of things in there. I let two birds just kind of roam around and fly. Yeah, it's peaceful for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Our original place went out. Let me see.
Oh.
Let's see. Actually.
Ooh. That's not.
Are you able to stream at the same time?
Yeah. Strangely, like the app is pretty crazy. Like, it's allowed me to. I mean, this won't scale, but it's like there's times people say turn off stream. I'm like, okay, and then like minimize or even turn off the screen entirely. It's still streaming.
This is what this whole PA thing. I'm like, this is why I should get one. I kind of have one, but it's more so for like go do research on these like 5 features and tell me which one, like that type of stuff. But like what I need is I just need my fat ass to fucking open up Open Table. That's what I need to do instead of like expecting your personal assistant to know like every good restaurant in Miami. I just need to like literally fucking open this up and see what's good.
I would say a good PA is like having a genie that you have to pay the tab for.
Yeah?
You kind of just say what you want, and then like they do the annoying mentally, chore part of like kind of logisticking it.
Ooh. Shit, I don't know if we can get there in time. Well, I'm looking at options here. There's Nobu, but let's see. So you're doing a lot of streaming then? How often are you doing
a lot. Like I'm doing like 300 plus hours a month. Yeah.
Kind of frisky, but okay.
I've always been like everything in the one thing type person.
Really?
Yeah. It's like, it's not even like by choice or I think it's effective. It's just I'm obsessive like that. When it was World of Warcraft, when I was in high school, it was that, and then it's always been something.
What type of food do you like?
I'm down with anything. I mean, I like. I haven't had Asiatic food in a while.
Adriatic?
Asiatic.
The fuck
Japanese
is Asiatic?
Japanese or Chinese or something. Because I've had all manner of exotic South American stuff now.
Okay.
Like, watch someone eat a guinea pig. Not live, but like, yeah, no, it's kind of crazy. So like, I'm kind of wanting something.
All right. Well, just okay. Okay. We gotta go now, though.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Actually, I can probably just wait. Maybe I can just get this myself.
Is it easier for me just to end it or just throw my backpack, or how do you want to not stream dinner or stream dinner?
Hold on, let me just get this right now. Let me confirm. No, once we leave, we will probably stop streaming here. Hold on. Oh, for fucking Christ's sake.
I mean, chat, you saw the setup was kind of crazy. It was like a guinea pig farm with all these little huts. And then in that like setup, they had just the stove there. And I was just like, this is like a concentration camp setup. Like, they're like cooking guinea pigs in front of where guinea pigs live is fucking crazy.
Alright, we're good.
Cool.
I didn't even need your personal assistant. Fuck you, personal assistant! No, I'm kidding. You're a nice guy. Alright. Alright, we gotta go.
Alright, guys. I will see you guys maybe tomorrow or whatever.